Those damn internet fans. So anyway, first of all, welcome into your Royal Rumble 2014 review. Sit back, relax. We're going to take our time. It's like a podcast format. We just sit around and talk. But first, let me get the business out of the way. For those of you who have been sitting on the fence, you're frustrated with today's product, head over to blitzsportsnetwork.com. Almost every single person that's joined has had something really good to say about the site. Come over to the website, join up. You're going to really love the content. It's like a roadmap to when wrestling was good. And yes, I shit all over wrestling that wasn't so good. And then I give you my opinion on booking and all that. I mean, all different kinds of wrestlers' careers. Savage, Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Stone Cold Steve Austin article is worth and VIP video is worth the price of admission. The Rock, Goldberg. I just put one up on Lesnar, even covered his UFC career, which is what this hat is, as real as it gets. It's a UFC hat. I turned it around, but I don't feel like taking my headphones off. Gosh dang it. Goldberg, Taz, Punk, Daniel Bryan, who we're going to talk a lot about, Ziggler, all different kinds of articles. I'm constantly putting new articles up. Mike Awesome. Gosh, I can't even remember them all. John Cena. I basically buried the booking throughout his career. So head over to blitzsportsnetwork.com. Get off the fence if you're still sitting on the fence. And to all of you who have joined, a big fucking shout out to the VIP Blitz team. Let's start off by saying, WWE, you got owned. You see, that's the funny thing, is the WWE, John Cena with his little fucking stupid shirt, you know, internet, they complain on the internet when I win, and all these, there's other people out there that try to separate us. They try to say, well, the real fans of the WWE don't complain, and the ones who complain are internet wrestling fans. They must have had a bunch of computers in that fucking arena tonight. And it must have been all of us, right? No, every time Cena comes out there, there's a large contingency that rejects Cena. And tonight, the crowd pulled their pants down and collectively took a wet shit on the WWE and their booking decisions. Guys, could the crowd have made it any more clear who they want as the guy? You can't sit there and say it's a niche audience. People who bring up merch, I want to get this out of the way first and foremost. People who bring up merchandise with Daniel Bryan have got to have their head up their ass, because who the fuck is going to wear a hat with a beard on it? They're trying to market the motherfucker as a goat, and you keep giving chicken shit, and the guy keeps feeding everyone chicken salad. The man takes anything that you give him and he gets over. How stupid is the WWE to have so many live audiences? Daniel Bryan, I mean, they keep telling him who they want. And tonight, I would say next to One Night Stand was probably the worst that the product has ever been shit on. I mean, they absolutely got fucking crapped on tonight. John Cena got crapped on. We're sick of Cena. We've seen enough. Get him off the fucking main event. Get him away from the championships. This was the 18th fucking title match between Cena and Orton. Enough! You heard the crowd. We don't want it anymore. And yeah, there's some crowds that are just happy to be there and they don't really vocalize their opinion. You didn't get that tonight. I guarantee you there's a lot of nights where there's a lot of people in those arenas where they don't voice their opinion. Tonight they did. They were not internet wrestling fans. They were not marks. You could sit there and try to label us, but the fact of the matter is those of us who still stick around and give this product a fucking chance, they're lucky. Because I guarantee you there's a bunch of wrestling fans after tonight. They have said, fuck that. You got Mick Foley on Twitter going nuts. What did he say, Mad Genius? He's never been so insulted?
No, he said, does the WWE hate their own audience? I've never came away from a pay-per-view this disgusted.
You've got Mick Foley. This guy has been a company guy. He actually swallowed his pride and read a line that they fed him, trying to say that he literally did this for them. They fed him a line to say John Cena is the king of extreme. One of the dumbest statements in wrestling history. Okay? He actually read that line for them once. And this guy said, fuck it, I'm going on Twitter. I don't know what these people are thinking. But he must be a mark. He must be an internet wrestling fan. Right? Perish the thought that you're a wrestling fan who voices their displeasure with this company. You get ostracized, you get ridiculed, you get labeled, you get all kinds of other shit. But guess what? I don't give a fuck what people think, because what it comes down to is obvious. Cena's time is up. His time is up. Someone else's time is now. Fuck his theme song. And it's clearly Daniel Bryan's time. I mean, I've never, ever, name one time in wrestling history where someone was this over with the crowd, but the company was this defiant with using him the way the crowd wants. Name one time. And then call Vince McMahon in the WWE genius. Then call him genius. Name one time this genius Vince McMahon in the genius WWE. Name one time. Name one. Name one time where someone's been this over and they are defiant with giving the fans what they want. Name one time. I don't care if you like Daniel Bryan. I don't care if you're a Daniel Bryan fan. Holy shit. There hasn't been someone this over since The Rock and Stone Cold. Seriously. Edge, he got some nice pops, especially after he retired. You know, there have been guys who have got nice pops. Nobody has been this over where you have crowds demanding for him. They're demanding for him, Mad Genius.
And let me put it this way, because like you just said, if you like him, if you don't like him, Daniel Bryan just did an interview here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he's talking about, they asked him, why are the fans so behind you? And he himself said, I don't know, but, you know, he said there's other guys that are just as talented, but every now and then you get a guy who comes across who, for whatever reason it may be, connects with the audience. Do you know how hard it is to connect with the audience in wrestling? Not only that, but to get this fucking over after being buried. They have done everything in their power to keep this guy from getting this over, and it only gets bigger. It just keeps getting bigger.
You internet wrestling fan, you mark. What do you mean Daniel Bryan's over? What do you mean he should be the guy? You must be a mark. You don't want Cena to be shoved down your throat anymore? You fucking mark. You internet wrestling fan. I am so sick and tired of the industry's response to us stating the obvious. People want Daniel Bryan. If you consider yourselves an entertainment company and people are, let's see here, entertained by Daniel Bryan, give them fucking Daniel Bryan. I don't care if he's 5 foot. Yeah, he's not Batista. He's not Lesnar.
At this point, fuck Batista, bro. Look, the fans didn't give a fuck who it was tonight. If your name wasn't Daniel fucking Bryan, they did not give a fuck. Like, when WWE releases these DVDs, they need to call this the motherfucking Daniel Bryan Rumble, for all the fuck I care. Like, just call it Royal Daniel Bryan, something, because he was the show. Like, the fans didn't give a fuck about anything. CM Punk got eliminated, and they were chanting Daniel Bryan. They didn't give a and CM Punk is probably the next most over guy. Like, just think about that.
Can I give y'all some truth? I told y'all this off the air. I've been watching wrestling probably close to 30 years. I've never, ever been this pissed at the end of a pay-per-view. Ever in my fucking life, dude. Never. I mean, when they got down to like number 26, I'm like, okay, Big E Langston, Batista, Del Rio. I'm like, it better be fucking Bryan, because I know they better not fucking put Mysterio out there. They get to 30, the crowd is like this, they're waiting to do this, and then Mysterio comes out and they start booing, and dude, I just lost my fucking shit, dude. They are just hell bent on punishing us. They are hell bent on punishing us, man. There's a fucking phone call where I called and talked to people with WWE on my Threat Vision channel, and I spoke some of the same things. And this is like 3 years ago, and I'm like, why are you punishing us for liking who we like instead of who you want us to like? You're punishing us, and like, the same trend just continues. I hope the WWE network fails. I hope Vince McMahon dies and goes to hell 100 times.
Oh, wow, whoa.
And I hope for everybody responsible for this burial to fucking have retarded children. I'm done with this product, dude.
Whoa.
This is some bullshit.
He's saying that out of emotion, but you know the fact of the matter. Here's the fact of the matter. You're a mark. You're a wrestling fan. You're an internet wrestling fan. You're a mark. You can't have an opinion and state it on the internet about the WWE without sucking Vince McMahon's balls and not be someone that's taken seriously.
Like, from now on, I'm just going to call Daniel Bryan the people's champ. Because, I mean, no disrespect to The Rock. I mean, even though I hate his fucking guts still, but if Daniel Bryan is the people's champ right now. He has been for the past 2 to 3 years. I mean,
and I've got to say this for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And everybody who was in that audience tonight, well done. You spoke for the silent majority. Believe me, look at the ratings the past 10 years. You spoke for the silent majority. People have seen enough. They want Daniel Bryan. Give them what they want. This is
WWE
not fucking rocket science. Okay.
They should be embarrassed. This is one of their big fours, and the crowd reacts like that to your fucking main event?
Yeah.
That's a fucking embarrassment.
To the Royal Rumble match, a match that most of us grew up loving.
That's what I'm saying. It's a fucking embarrassment, dude.
It is. They should be embarrassed. They should
print a public apology for that shit, dude.
We're going to go through each match. Wait till I get to something they said during the Cena-Orton match, which is a clear depiction of how delusional this company is.
No, we're going to talk about Daniel Bryan all night. He was pretty much mentioned during the whole fucking show.
During the whole show. Well, except for Lesnar.
Except for the Lesnar.
Because Lesnar's a fucking animal. But
yeah, Lesnar's the fucking man, you know. And that T-shirt, by the way, is fucking awesome.
Yes.
But I'm starting to regret even buying that T-shirt as awesome as Lesnar is.
Well, I'm almost at a loss for words, but you know I'm not. Here's what it comes down to.
I am.
Here's what it comes down to. The fans wanted CM Punk. Okay? The summer of Punk. A lot of you remember that, right? The fans wanted CM Punk. Oh, we'll give him CM Punk, but only after Cena's distracted by Laurinaitis, right? Oh yeah. Well, now we'll give him Punk. But then we've got this really cool babyface type DVD coming out. I have an idea. CM Punk's a little too over. Let's turn him heel. And then his championship reign that they talk about all the time was in the mid-card. Folks, it was in the fucking mid-card. There was one match that he had in the main event that Cena wasn't involved with. Cena was originally scheduled to be involved in that match. And unless Cena was in the match with Punk, all of Punk's matches were not the main event when he was champion. They didn't take him seriously. You wanted Punk, you got Punk, but only so much. You know what I mean? We're going to put... Cena's going to be the guy to vanquish John Laurinaitis. Cena's going to be the guy to do this. Cena's going to be the... same old shit. So there was example one. How about Edge? How about when Edge was really over? Who ended up getting the better of that feud? Cena. How about when fans started to warm up to Batista when him and Cena were going at it? Cena. I mean, you could go all the way back to Kurt Angle, okay? This shit's been going on for way too long. Someone gets over, they don't like who got over. Fuck the fans. Vince once made a statement, and I was looking for this on the internet and couldn't find it. But I swear to you, Vince made this statement once, that the fans don't tell us what they want. We tell the fans what they want. He really made that statement once. What does that tell you? That this product is not about you. Oh, the WWE Universe, we love our fans. The fans, the fans, the fans. No, it's about what they want. Vince is a fan of bodybuilding, clearly. He's a fan of Shawn Michaels, clearly. Had to throw that in there, sorry. But Daniel Bryan doesn't fit that mold. They literally think that you have to fit a mold to really push you. Daniel Bryan doesn't fit the...
This is why UFC is so successful.
Daniel Bryan... Fuck, dude. If Dana White didn't think the women were going to work... See, here's where Dana White... And again, I got a UFC hat on. But here's where Dana White gets it more than Vince. Dana White was convinced... Hold on. Dana White was convinced that women's fighting would not work. And then he brought Ronda Rousey in. Yeah. And now people talk about how women's fighting is their favorite thing to watch. Yeah. And Dana's like, all right, let's give them some more women's fighting.
And she's one of their top draws. Not only just, popular, but she's one of their top draws. And she garners a lot more mainstream attention than pretty much everyone else they have on that roster right now.
On the flip side, you have Vince, who's convinced, pardon the pun, who's convinced you have to look like Lou Ferrigno. You have to look like Gary Stridham. Okay? You have to look like Jay Cutler, and I'm not talking about the quarterback. All right? You have to look like Mr. Olympia to be their champion or someone that they run with. All right? Someone who looks like Daniel Bryan, they can't run with him. Oh, and then, we'll try to market him. We'll call him the GOAT. We'll throw a bunch of GOAT merchandise out there. See? He doesn't sell merch. Ain't nobody buying that shit. That fucking GOAT shit. They literally try to hold him down. Oh my gosh, how can people not see it? They try to hold this man down. This is a human being. We're human beings. This is a human being, just like you and me, who's worked his ass off to get to where he's at, Daniel Bryan. He's on a rocket ship ride that most wrestlers could never even fucking dream of. Okay, so most of the faces of wrestling have never been this over. Most of them. He's on this rocket ship ride. He's worked his ass off to get to where he's at. And you know what the WWE does? He doesn't look like a face. He's not big enough. Nah, we're going to... it was Batista. Cena. Hey, look at Cena. Make-A-Wish and the troops. Yeah, Cena. We're going to give you Cena. He's a good guy. Come on, please, what are you booing him for? Oh, the universe is crazy. Oh,
and if you don't like it, we're just going to shove that shit down your throat like lima beans.
But it's just ridiculous. I mean, literally, people don't understand. This is always the thing that's happened with Daniel Bryan. When he was in ROH, they never planned on him to be the guy in ROH. And same shit happened. He connected with the fucking crowd, and he was the face of ROH.
Wait a minute. You're an internet wrestling fan.
No, fuck. I'm a fan of motherfucking wrestling.
Wait a minute. You're an internet wrestler. You're a mark. Oh, you want to... And truth be told, Daniel Bryan's not our favorite wrestler. Okay? No. We're just stating the obvious.
I mean, I'm a fan of Daniel Bryan, but he's not my favorite.
I like watching him wrestle. I think he's pretty damn good.
My favorite's on my shirt.
My favorite of all time is RVD, but currently, I don't know. I bounce around. But... Daniel Bryan, I mean, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Have you ever seen this? I mean,
back to your scenario, Bruce. I mean, what you were saying about Dana White. Now, if you flip that, and if Dana White employs the Vince McMahon way of thinking, he takes all the women off the card and throws Bob Sapp in there with some other dudes like Bob Sapp. Bob Sapp, Chemo, if you remember Chemo, you throw all of those dudes in there. Oh, that'll sell. If you put that on a billboard, Chemo versus Bob Sapp, people will come see that just because.
That'll be a great commercial. Look at the size of these guys.
Yeah, we're not going to put Diego Sanchez out there. We're not going to put Gray Maynard out there. We're not going to put like these real fighters
Anderson
who can really
Silva.
Go because they don't look like Chemo. They don't look like Bob Sapp. They don't look like Bobby Lashley. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Yeah. Come on. And we're going to lose money. We're going to lose money just to prove a point.
Yeah,
We're
George
gonna
Saban.
Oh, I
lose
mean, you
money
hell.
just
Let's
to
go.
prove the point.
Let's go back to one of the all-time greats, B.J.
Ridiculous.
Penn.
Yeah, B.J. Penn,
Yeah.
Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock. These guys never. Well, Ken Shamrock was a pretty built guy, so maybe that's a bad example.
I mean, hell, Roy Nelson is one of Dana White's most popular fighters for crying out loud.
Why? Why?
And Roy
Because-
Nelson looked like he
why?
lives at a buffet.
Because he looks, because he looks like a truck driver. You know, and people like that.
Yeah.
They
People
like
people
variety.
that they can relate to. People that are everyday type of
Exactly.
people.
I'll say
That's-
this. I'll say
I mean,
this.
as much as I bash CM Punk, that's one of the reasons why he's so over, because he's relatable in a sense to some people.
Well, and he had the match of the year last year. But on top of that, when you also think about the fact, folks, check the facts. Go ahead, check the facts. Tell me if I'm lying about this. Duck Dynasty's ratings blow away Raw. Duck
It's
Dynasty.
actually true. I've already looked that up in the past. and
Duck
it's true.
Dynasty blows away
I've
Raw.
never even seen that show.
Well, Daniel Bryan, relates. There's your best chance to compete with Duck Dynasty. I don't get it, man. I mean,
Didn't they have a Duck Dynasty reference tonight? In the
Yeah, they
Rumble
did.
somewhere?
They did.
Somebody called somebody a Duck
Randy
Dynasty
Orton,
reject.
Randy Orton called Bray Wyatt a Duck Dynasty
Yeah.
reject, but
So there you go.
WWE couldn't dream of getting the ratings that Duck Dynasty is with Raw. With Raw.
No.
You would have never said that when Stone Cold was around.
How do they
And by the
still
way,
call that show wrong? Beyond me.
oh, it's not Raw.
And
It's
you
not
have
Raw.
a guy with some crossover
Monday Night
appeal
Cook.
right now. It's not even like Daniel Bryan's like movie star type of guy, but he has crossover appeal apparently. You got sports fans chanting for the guy. I mean, shit. Even on even on Sports Center when they showed that highlight of Michigan State doing the chants, they didn't say, "Look at the Michigan State fans going crazy." They mentioned Daniel fucking Bryan.
They did, and you want to know something crazy? You
My
want to know
name.
something crazy about right now? We like our Raw reviews. We average about 20 to 25,000 viewers a week for our Raw reviews. Right now, this is twice as many live viewers as we've ever had, because wrestling fans are furious, and they're going on the internet. They're like, "I'm mad. Fuck this. Let me see what's on the internet about this." They're not marks. The people watching this video, they're not internet wrestling fans. These are people who are hungry for a change. Go through the whole pay-per-view stuff.
Dewey Foley.
Hey, we're back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could tell you. I do all kinds of green.
Bruce, I can tell you what happened.
Yeah.
It was me, Bruce. It
The
was
whole
me
time.
all along.
Yeah. Must have been. Obviously, this is part 2. We had a part 1. We're in the middle of an impassioned video about Royal Rumble tonight, and I think we'll go back to our normal format now, hopefully. This thing doesn't mess up, but if you missed part 1, you're going to have to check it out. There's an edit in progress where it's cutting out the part where things got screwy. I don't know if someone decided to just put a block on me being able to talk. I don't know what happened. But
I told you, Bruce.
yeah. You didn't puke. Yeah. So, well, I wanted to puke. But anyways, apologize for the inconvenience. So make sure to check out part 1. So we're just going to go ahead and get into our full review here of Royal Rumble 2014, which obviously is very disappointing in so many ways.
Understatement.
Now, before we get into it, in part 1 we talked about Mick Foley, who kind of went off on Twitter a little bit. We didn't get into Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan apparently has thrown caution to the wind on his Twitter. Mad genius.
You said who?
Daniel Bryan.
Ryan.
Yeah,
His
I'm sitting here. I'm about to fucking go at Lance Storm on Twitter for defending this shit. I used to have a lot of respect for Lance Storm, but
Yeah,
this shit right here,
I unfollowed him tonight.
he's really defending this shit.
Yes.
When you got motherfucking Cena coming out there looking like a fucking bag of gummy bears.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see that sign? What was it? 50 Shades of Cena or 50 Flavors of Cena or something? Somewhere
Well-
in the third row.
Well, either way you look at it, this is a company that has to listen to its fans. Its fans are telling you what they want. I mean, You know how many companies have to fish and do research to try to figure out what their consumers want? This is a company where the consumers are saying, Daniel Bryan, they're telling you what they want. Lance Storm, fuck off. And then these wrestling entities, I don't know what you're going to call them. These people in wrestling get so offended when a wrestling fan has an opinion. Then you're an internet mark, you're a mark, you're this, you're that, because you're not just bending over and taking it like a bitch. Well, guess what? Wrestling fans, this generation, and the cool thing about our generation, Lyrical, was we ended up getting a lot of stuff that we wanted, a lot of stuff that we didn't as well, but we were pretty satisfied. I mean, we had ECW, WCW, WWF, you know what I mean? Before that, it was territories and shit like that, but we were pretty satisfied as wrestling fans. This is a generation where they're like, get Cena off the fucking TV. We've had enough of Cena. Okay, Make-A-Wish, the troops, the kids, blah, 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 blah. He's a Fruity Pebble. Fuck this guy. His fans have had their chance. Give us our chance. And there's different guys that we've wanted to see pushed over the years. But there is a large majority of wrestling fans right now who want Daniel Bryan as the main event, that want Daniel Bryan as the guy. How much easier? I mean, the consumers have laid it out there for them. It's like someone coming into a restaurant and going, well, let me look at the menu here. A porterhouse steak. I'll take the porterhouse steak, some mashed potatoes, green beans, and corn. Well, my steak, I'll take a medium well. All right, thank you. And then the waitress comes back and gives you a taco with no cheese and no lettuce, no sour cream.
That is bizarre. Mad Genius can attest to this. I just made almost the exact same analogy.
Well, after I got booted off for trying to be a voice of reason here, I don't get that, dude. All of a sudden, I'm like, it told me, oh, there's a broadcast error. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I've got an upgraded processor. I've got a good computer. Got a really nice system that I'm working with. I've got a super fast internet connection. Why the fuck is this not working? The fuck happened? I don't know. I'm not going to entertain conspiracy theories. But, both of us, Lyrical, we like our food. We're bigger guys, Both lift weights. But I think that's an accurate comparison. If you made that comparison, great minds think alike. There you go.
Yeah, I just did it. I did it with McDonald's. Like, hey, I've come here for a burger. We know what you want, but we don't care what you want. We're gonna give you tacos.
yeah. Well, I'll take the porterhouse steak.
I came here for a fucking burger.
Exactly.
For burgers, and then every person in line is like, yes, I like a burger. We don't serve burgers anymore. We only serve tacos. Nasty ass tacos. We're gonna fucking force feed these tacos right down your throat.
The funny
nice John Cena tacos.
The funny thing is, we've been painted as these Uber critics, these internet critics that just
we just want what we want.
Yeah, and
what's so fucking crazy about that?
Yeah, we want what I would like is flaming tables and so this a wild ass show. But
no, we do it with music too. If you have a favorite fucking rap artist and he comes out fucking telling the truth and being exact something we can relate to, and then the next album he come out making pop music, what the fuck do we do?
Oh,
we call them sellouts, right? And we say fuck this shit.
The ultimate example is LL Cool J. If you're gonna go hip hop, the ultimate example is LL Cool J when he came out with Mr. Smith, after being the king of freestyle. But that's kind of what the WWE's become. They're LL Cool J, Mr. Smith. Wasn't that the name of the album, Lyrical?
Are you talking about? Well, I don't know. To me and my sister were talking about this the other day because we were kind of arguing when he fell off, and she was like, "Well, he fell off at Mr. Smith." I'm like, "No, he fell off at 14 Shots to the Dome." And
yeah.
Well, my sister didn't like Mama Said Knock You Out too much. I'm like, man, I love that one.
I love that cut. Yeah.
It was like Bigger and Deffer, Walking with a Panther.
Don't you call this a regular jam? I'm gonna rock this land. Yeah.
Yeah. Mama Said Knock You Out. That might have been. I mean, Bigger and Death from Mama Said Knock You Out, those are his best albums right there.
Either way, that's what the WWE is.
The
The
14
WWE,
Shots to the Dome, when he was coming out with pink cookies in a plastic bag being crushed by buildings, that was the beginning of the decline. And then, Mr. Smith was completely, he came out with Mr. Smith and Phenomenon, and that's when he completely, he was done.
Well, it's like Metallica, you know, to give it another example, like Metallica. People think Metallica started selling out the Black Album, you know.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what music genre you look at, you know what I mean? But what it comes down to, it's very simple. The fans want Daniel fucking Bryan. The fans wanted CM Punk, you turned him heel, you fucked that up. You threw him on the mid-card under fuckboy Buckethead, as I call him, this shit factor of professional wrestling, John Cena. So you fucked up. You fucked up Punk. Yeah. Well, either way you look at it, they fucked up Punk. The summer of Punk. He was talked about everywhere. Even had Bill Simmons from ESPN and all these people talking about CM Punk. You had this great babyface DVD, like I said in part 1, coming out. We'll turn him heel. You know, he's not really the guy. He's skinny fat. I mean, you heard some of the work shoot promos. He's not the guy, you know. Daniel Bryan, he's not tall. He doesn't look like Lou Ferrigno. You know, fuck what the fans want. No, eventually the fans are going to say, fuck you. See, you can sit there and say, fuck what the fans want all you want, but eventually the fans are going to say, fuck you. And by the way, once you check your Nielsen ratings for the past however long, you're getting your ass kicked by shows like Duck Dynasty and fucking Sons of Anarchy, Pawn Stars, all these other shows kick the shit out of Raw. Why do you think you lost all them fans? And you can make excuses for the ratings all you want. The fact of the matter is these shows don't have to make excuses because people watch them. You've lost a lot of your core audience. And the core audience that is left is saying, Daniel Bryan, simple. We want Daniel Bryan. They chanted at every fucking show. And the WWE says, no, we're not going to give them to you. Not in the capacity that you want. We're going to tell you what you want. You want Batista. You want John Cena. You want Ryback. Remember when they tried the Ryback thing? They made Punk look like a pathetic pussy during the whole Ryback thing with Punk. Oh, Punk's afraid of him, you know.
Remember Bobby Lashley? Remember Ezekiel Jackson?
Yeah.
Remember fucking, the guy that looks like Batista? I'm not even going to try to think of his name. He's that irrelevant.
Does anyone...
that motherfucker.
I went on Blitzsportsnetwork.com in my Macho Man article. I went on a scathing rant about the way Macho Man was booked. Did Macho Man ever really get that clean push? No. You have to look like Hulk Hogan. You have to look like John Cena. You have to wear assless chaps and feather earrings like Shawn Michaels and what was it? Brett said he was convinced something was going on between. I won't go there.
Don't get me started on Shawn Michaels, because if anybody in the back who has the power and the leverage to pull for Daniel Bryan, it should be that motherfucker.
Yeah, but there's one more Facebook message that we're gonna go ahead and get to, and then we're just gonna get to our regular format. We're gonna go through the whole show, folks. If you're new to this broadcast, we're going to go through the whole show, all the matches. Again, apologies for the technical. I don't know what the hell's going on. It always seems to happen, though. In a situation. Yeah, well, but Mad Genius, this is like the second or third time this has happened in a situation like this, where the shows run fine. We never have problems during the TNA reviews, you know.
Of course.
I don't know. So, I don't know. You tell me. But apparently Lyrical Mick Foley, in part 1 we talked about Mick Foley going off on Twitter. Oh, by the way, Mick Foley's an internet wrestling fan. He's a mark. But
he doesn't know anything about the business, y'all.
Doesn't know the business, but
he's a complete mark.
He's a mark. And by the way, Lyrical
never been world champion.
Yeah.
Never put any butt in a chair. Tony Schiavone.
Cactus Jack fucked the world. But, Lyrical, why don't you go ahead and read Mick Foley's son and what he said. You guys are going to love this.
Yeah, because this is one of the hidden blessings in the thing going, us going off the air. Is Mad Genius and I were in here chatting and went on Twitter, and I was just like, holy shit, and I saw this link. And basically, this is Mick Foley's son. Let me... Yeah, I'll read the last one first, and I'll read the other one second. But this is, I'm quoting him verbatim. This is Mick Foley's son, Dewey Foley. You can look him up on Facebook, and you can read this for yourself. I also tweeted this. I tweeted, if you go to my Twitter, you can see it, @Lyrical Threat. All right, he says, sorry people who know much about wrestling, but this company right now is in some serious shit. This is really bad for their company because one or two individuals truly believe that their opinions reign much higher over the millions and millions of people who watch their show religiously on a weekly basis. It's such a horrible feeling, obviously, because it hits close to home. You have these guys working their asses off 320 plus days a year who barely see their loved ones, and they get completely disrespected and disregarded because Triple fucking H thinks they're, quote, too small or not star material. My dad made your ass. And people told my dad all his life he would amount to nothing. So Triple H should know from experience that the people that work their asses off and that are told that they are worthless are the ones that make the company the best it can be. Without my dad, Triple H is just, okay, my shit is blowing up after I just gave out my Twitter. Without my dad, Triple H is just a mid-carder. My dad went out of his way to make sure he turned Triple H into the intimidating, scary, cerebral assassin son of a bitch that he has become. So it's about time that people who deserve to be the best are given the opportunity to show it. WWE is a fucking dictatorship, and it is just truly a shame. And that's one I can't say tweet because this is his
He's a mark. Hey, folks, it's confirmed. Mick Foley's son is a mark and an internet wrestling fan, and what does he know? You know.
Now here's one more. Dewey Foley, right here. That is exactly how you turn against your company, Triple H. Run your company the right way. Don't play favorites. Disappointed and frustrated in the WWE. What a shit show. New Age Outlaws, Lesnar, Orton, Batista all win, all besties with Triple H. Daniel Bryan loses and isn't even in the biggest match of the year. Triple H hates Daniel Bryan. Give the people what they want and not what you want, fuckface. I feel bad for the people who spend their hard-earned money to watch and attend tonight's show because that was a complete waste. Daniel Bryan, the #1 guy in the business, isn't even in the Royal Rumble? Are you kidding? And that's direct quote. Read that verbatim from Mick Foley's son. Totally doesn't know anything about the business.
No, he's a mark. He's an internet wrestling fan. You know what? Do not ever have an opinion. Just go with the flow, guys. If you're going to be a wrestling fan or a WWE fan, don't come up with ideas of things you might like with the business, or one of these industry guys will come out and label you as a mark, or an internet wrestling fan. Just, hey, grab those fucking ankles, pull your fucking pants down first, and let them fuck you right in the ass. You're not allowed to. You can go to movies and have an opinion. Was it a good movie, bad movie? I wish they would have done this. You're just a normal person. You can listen to an album. You can go, didn't like the album. I wish it would have been more like this. Well, you know, you're just a music fan. You're just a consumer. But if this is wrestling entertainment, world wrestling entertainment, if you have an opinion on this that doesn't suck their balls, just remember, you're an internet wrestling fan. You live in your mom's basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Anybody in the industry who has ever uttered those words to a wrestling consumer for having an opinion, fuck you. Get off your high and mighty bullshit and just understand that this is the world that we live in, where people have opinions. People have opinions on us. They say, I hate them fucking guys. I like them fucking guys. I don't care. Hate us, like us, whatever. Who fucking cares? Doesn't matter to us.
I mean,
You know,
it's straight from Daniel Bryan's Twitter. Like, they try to keep us down and away from the top spots, but they can't ignore the reactions forever. Like, that's just telling you exactly what the fuck is going on. Like, for him to tweet that shit out. And he rarely ever tweets.
I hope Triple H's Twitter explodes.
And I want to put this out there. I'm going to put this out there right now. When Shawn Michaels comes out, he gets a positive reaction. If you like Shawn, and I always say this, dude, I probably sound like a broken record. If you like Cena, more power to you. Don't let us tell you who to like. If you like Shawn, more power to you. Don't let us tell you who to like. I hate Shawn Michaels. I loved some of his matches. He's a great in-ring performer, but I know what went on with him and the politics and some of the good talents that he buried, some of the good talents that he tried to bury, some of the guys he went out there and oversold, some of the guys he no-sold in promos with. Everything that fucking guy did, I can't stand that side to Shawn Michaels. But let me cue you in on a little secret. That little curtain call that everybody thinks is so cool, those guys right there in that curtain call has been what's wrong with wrestling for a long time. And a lot of people like Kevin Nash to shoot interviews on YouTube and whatever. Let me tell you something right now. Kevin Nash was the worst booker in wrestling history in WCW.
Thank you.
The worst. Kevin Nash,
Finger
Triple
poke
H.
of doom? Fucking cattle prod?
That was just showing Goldberg who runs this shit, you know. But here's the thing.
Shawn, if he could have really booked that the way he really wanted to book it, it would have stuck it up his ass. But
absolutely.
They won't allow that on television, and I'm sure Kevin Nash, that's what he really wanted to do.
Really think about tonight's show, though. Like Mick Foley's son said, really think about it. Sheamus is one of Triple H's workout buddies, or he was.
Yep.
Batista is a friend of Triple H. New Age Outlaws. You know, who pulled the job on Daniel Bryan in that cage match? Shawn and Triple H. The Click
everybody was there tonight except fucking X-Pac and Scott Hall.
Right.
Exactly.
The Click, I'm going to go out here and say it. It may be unpopular, but I'm going to say it. The Click has been a big reason why wrestling went down the fucking shitter. That whole D-Generation X thing that people love, oh, suck it. The little childish jokes they used to make, the way they'd come out there and no-sell people's promos. These guys that were in that clique, I like Sean Waltman. He's pretty cool. I liked the New Age Outlaws back in the day.
Same here.
Well, let's just go ahead and identify Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, who we've heard rumors that he came to bat for Ziggler, Punk, or Daniel Bryan behind the scenes, but let's just talk about his career. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Kevin Nash, these guys have been terrible for the wrestling business. You can sit there and you talk about Hogan. Hogan put over Brock. Hogan put over Kurt Angle, Goldberg. Tapped out for Angle.
Yep, put over Goldberg.
Emphatically put over Brock Lesnar. Put over Goldberg. Put over the Ultimate Warrior. Hogan did business. Shawn never did fucking business. Well, yeah, Triple H did some business, and then he got in the panties of Vince's daughter, and ever since then, I'm sorry, people who sit there and say Triple H is going to take over and things are going to change. Dude, the buddy system will be in full swing. And what it all comes...
It'll change. It'll get worse.
Yes. And what it all comes back to is you're not getting what you want. In this case, most people are in the same group. They just want to see Daniel Bryan. I mean, it's so obvious. If Daniel Bryan was 6'5", 260 pounds, and he was getting this reaction, he would be the guy. I'll tell you a scary thing coming away from this pay-per-view. Those clowns, those delusional fucks, are going to be in the back, and they're going to say, well, the fans liked Roman Reigns. They popped for Roman Reigns. He has the look. You'll get him before you do Daniel Bryan. But then again, let's look at it this way, too. That Michigan State situation forced their hand into turning Daniel Bryan back face pretty fucking quick. So maybe I've said there needs to be a groundswell of people who just fucking go for it. And tonight we finally had a crowd who did what they needed to do at a live event. You owned them on live TV in one of their big 4 pay-per-views of the year, Pittsburgh. You guys are the shit.
Let them have it.
Oh my gosh, I love those situations. Dude, I could go back and watch One Night Stand 2006 a million fucking times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could go back and watch the show a million fucking times because
Him
the
throwing the paper at the toilet paper at John Cena was fucking priceless.
oh, they killed Cena. They killed.
Classic.
Of course, you can't find that video anymore on the internet, but you can find the one with Orton where they were telling Orton, "Go fuck Cena" and all kinds of other shit. But yeah, I love when a crowd stands up for how they really feel about the product because you do it with movies, you do it with music, you do it with food, you do it with all kinds of other stuff. Why the fuck do we have to be subservient to this WWE bullshit? Why? And I'm so sick and tired of these guys in the industry who say, well, if you're not subservient, you're an internet wrestling fan and you're a mark. Fuck you. Oh, excuse me for having an opinion on entertainment. This is a subjective fucking matter. I don't need to see WWE's quarterly reports to have an opinion on what's entertaining and what's not. Fuck yourself.
All of this, you don't know anything about the business, you're a mark, you live in your mom's bed. All of that same verbatim cliche bullshit, man.
Oh, it's just like politics. Oh, you don't bow down to a Democrat or Republican?
Exactly.
Fuck you. All right, so let's get into the review. You had the Royal Rumble 2014 kickoff. And by the way, big shout out to everybody that's here for this video. Before we get into the full review, if you're new to the channel, head over to blitzsportsnetwork.com. I do these career articles on wrestlers, on all-time wrestlers. I'm not going to go through the names for the sake of time, but there's a ton on there already, and I try to get a new one up every week. I take Q&A questions, which I've been so busy with the articles that I haven't been able to do as many Q&A videos as I'd like to. But you get videos just like this, but only to the VIP members for these articles and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff on there. If you're a wrestling fan, take my word for it. It's the cost of McDonald's value meal to join up per month. You guys will fucking love it. I mean, these are like roadmaps to some of the greatest all-time careers, with my opinions on booking and stuff like that. And Mad Genius makes appearances. Looking to get Lyrical on there soon, too. So give it a shot. Try it out for a month. If you don't like it, cancel. And, you know, no skin off my back. But I'm pretty confident that if you try it out, you'll really like it. And then I give you links to go check stuff out. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. So the Royal Rumble 2014 kickoff. Goldust and Cody Rhodes against Triple H's friends, the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. Am I the only one out here that they were my favorite part of DX? I don't know.
No, you're not the only one, but fuck them now.
Well, yeah, yes and no.
I mean, they were fucking interesting and entertaining. Road Dogg with his promos, Billy Gunn with his athleticism.
Yes, and they didn't act like petulant children as much as
they didn't. And they were
HBK
more with the
Triple H.
times because you know they would come out with the South Park shirts on and all that stuff, and they were just current.
They were cool.
Yeah.
I didn't find Triple H and Shawn to be cool back then. I mean, the VIP BlitzSportsNetwork.com members, I think they've got a good feel now, like all these careers I'm going through, and then we get to this match with Triple H, and I like start going crazy. Shawn had great matches. I'm not trying to take that away from him. Triple H, I think Brett said that best. Has he ever had a great match? So this tag team match, the match was decent. Sure enough, you know, I said on my preview that I thought there was a chance that the New Age Outlaws would come out as champions because I think they're going to start moving towards Goldust and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania. They really want to wrestle each other. I mean, they're brothers. WrestleMania match against each other would be really cool. If you've got a brother, just think about it. I mean, that would be pretty neat. So I had a feeling that they might drop the belts to the Outlaws, and sure enough, they did. Of course, they're friends with the guy who married the boss's daughter. That doesn't hurt either. The finish was Billy Gunn tagging himself in. He hit the famouser on Cody Rhodes for the finish. Your new tag team champions of the world. I can't do it as good as him. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws are your new tag team champions. Guys, I think they had to take the belts off him. I don't hate the New Age Outlaws just because they're friends with Triple H. For me, it was like a nostalgic thing. I'm cool with it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. As long as this leads to Cody and Goldust wrestling at Mania.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but put it on somebody who deserves it. The Usos have worked their fucking asses off the last, like, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, but let's be honest,
some
dude.
Really good matches.
The Usos aren't taking the belt off them.
No, or fucking put it on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
No.
No.
I would rather see New Age Outlaws with one more title reign and then have them drop it to the Usos. I think it would mean more than the Wyatts. I disagree with you on that, bro. I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree with you on that.
I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of fucking everybody coming back and taking spots from guys who deserve it. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, hold on. The Rock is The Rock. The guy's
He
like
put
one of the
over Cena.
I understand that. I fucking hated it. Go back in my uploads. I have videos where I'm screaming at the top of my lungs about that. But I understand that.
But I'll give The Rock a pass. Like
not
Rock's
on
fine.
that. Not on the.
No, not on that
Cena,
match in
no.
particular, but
No,
just in general.
he does not
But just
get
in
that.
general, and then fucking like Brock Lesnar, fine.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say Brock Lesnar's the other guy that gets a pass.
Yeah.
If Kurt Angle came back, give him their spots, you know. But
I don't. At this point, though, it's almost like.
Some of those young guys do have to earn those spots, but some of them.
But they've been working their asses off to earn them,
Yeah.
and WWE just
Some of
doesn't
them
give
already
them
have earned them.
shots.
I agree with that.
give some examples.
Some of these young guys.
I mean, okay.
Don't even need to
I
be
mean,
out there.
we can talk about Bryan and Punk all we want, but I mean, but let's talk about the guy who buried beyond buried fucking Ziggler.
Of course,
Okay.
the platinum
I
cast.
mean, hell, how long have we had to wait for Cody Rhodes to even get some type of attention? Fucking Damian Sandow. I mean, shit, we don't even see this guy on TV anymore. Titus O'Neil.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been calling for Titus O'Neil for how long?
you're right.
I mean, fuck the Usos right now. I mean, the Shield have been stuck in mid-card hell for the past year. I know they're about to break up, and that's fine, well, and dandy, but what about the past fucking year?
Yeah,
I mean,
my fear with the Shield is they're going to end up burying two of them.
They're going to bury Ambrose.
Ambrose and Rollins.
I don't think they're going to
just
bury
so they can
Rollins,
blow up-
but
just so they can blow up Reigns. Like, they've got this one-track mind bullshit. They're like, oh, he's the big dude. He's got the look. Yeah, put all the focus on him. And all three of those dudes could be stars.
He does have an it factor to him, though.
Oh, he does. He does.
he does, but I don't think they should elevate him at
They don't
the
need-
at the cost
the
of the other
expense
two
of-
guys.
right, the
they
other
can do
two,
it without
exactly.
burying the other two.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. And that's my fear that they're going to do. And they probably are. I mean, after this shit tonight, they don't put the number one guy, not the number one guy in the company, but the number one guy in the world.
Here's the thing. I don't think the New Age Outlaws took anyone's spot tonight.
I don't know.
Okay, but you got to think about Elimination
So
Chamber.
this
They're gonna
tag
hold
team.
on. They're gonna hold on to those belts,
Yeah, but who else? I mean,
and then you go to Mania with them as the champions.
and then the Usos beat them.
But
Exactly.
you could have
At Mania.
easily did the Usos and Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in that spot.
Mm.
I mean, fuck, Luke Harper's been putting in some work.
Those guys don't. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, but
I don't know. To me, they don't come off as a tag team. They just come off as two big, intimidating goons. They don't. You know what I mean? I don't really look at them as a tag team. Like,
But that's because of how they've been booked, though.
yeah. But
all right, moving on. The moment of the night with the panel, for me, with Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, or as far as the pre-show, with Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, and Hacksaw, was when Jim Duggan picked Dolph Ziggler to win the Royal Rumble. They were completely trolling us with that. I
he's
have
the
been-
dark horse. Oh, tough
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Of course, Shawn said, I'll pick the Shield. I get more choices. Yeah, whatever. And Ric Flair picked Batista. It's like, okay, make it more obvious who's going to win. I pretty much predicted that Batista would win the Rumble in my preview. It's like, they didn't bring him back and give him all that money to not give him the Rumble. So Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. Of course, a huge pop for Daniel Bryan as usual, because guess what, fucktards? This is who the fans want. You had Michael Cole on the commentary trying to make sense of the stupid hotshot booking after they fucked up with a dumb heel turn. And I mean, I called that heel turn as soon as, and you never gave me credit for this, Matt Genius, as soon as they were in the middle of the ring and Triple H was trying to conduct this face-to-face with Cena and Orton. And the crowd was just
I didn't give you credit because they didn't turn him heel to keep him heel like super long term.
I never said they were gonna.
The plan was eventually to turn him back face.
I never said he was going to be the next Brock Lesnar, where he's like almost always a heel. I just said they're going to turn him heel because Triple H was embarrassed. And Cena and fucking Orton were embarrassed. They're out there, they're like, well, we're trying to do this big unification promo, and all the crowd cares about is Daniel Bryan. So they were the WWE. Think about the course of events, folks. That's when they decided we're going to turn him heel because fuck this shit. The fans want him, but we don't. But so, yeah, Michael Cole trying to make sense of the Hot Shot booking. And wasn't the point of Daniel Bryan picking that cage match to turn on Bray Wyatt? Didn't he say something about, I'll be able to have Bray Wyatt alone at the Royal Rumble? And then the whole Wyatt family was out there. Yeah. Shows you how much thought they're really putting into the shit. All right, anyways, the dumb WWE booking aside, let's talk about the match. I like the way Daniel Bryan targeted the bigger Bray Wyatt's leg during the match. It's a credible way for a guy his size to work. Daniel Bryan's a smart in-ring worker. He understands psychology. He understands what people are seeing. I mean, for fuck's sakes, his world championship feud was with Mark Henry and Big Show. You guys remember that? When he was the world heavyweight champion, and he worked credible matches with them because he worked fast, even as a heel, and worked the lower body and stuff like that. Daniel Bryan is a guy who is smart enough, and they should be able to trust him to put him in matches with bigger guy, and it creates the David versus Goliath situation. By the way, David Goliath, one of the most well-known stories from the Bible, and it creates that dynamic where the fans get to cheer for the little guy against the big guy. What's so wrong with that? Why does it always have to be the immovable force meets the irresistible object? You know, I guess they're irresistible and when Vince has something in his hand, but, you know, so anyway. Vince has done a lot of great things. I respect Vince. And I obviously say that jokingly, but when Bray Wyatt was working over Daniel Bryan in this match, he looked fucking solid. I like the part outside the ring when Bray Wyatt was yelling at the fans, "Why don't you help him?" I loved that little thing there. After he hit the backsplash on him. Bray Wyatt's spider walk was pretty cool as usual. I fucking like Bray Wyatt. I think Bray Wyatt is one of the most cool, badass fucking heels that they've come up with in a long time. For the record, Mad Genius has stated this a bunch of times. It was Dusty Rhodes who came up with this gimmick. Yep. Jerry Lawler actually said something good after the Spider Rock. He said, that freak needs an exorcist. Guys, ring a bell. Jerry Lawler had a salient thought on commentary for once. The Hurricane Rana off the top rope that Daniel Bryan gave Bray Wyatt was pretty solid. I liked how intense Daniel Bryan was during the match with his strikes, his demeanor. Every time Bray Wyatt cut off Daniel Bryan, the crowd just got sucked back in like, oh. You could just hear the crowd was on the edge of their seats for every move in this match.
The storytelling was awesome.
This is
yes,
like
Champ.
WrestleMania-ish type shit.
What's that?
Like the epicness of it.
Can you hear us, Bruce?
Uh-oh. Whoa. Not again with this shit. No, Bruce is trolling us. All right, stop joking, Bruce.
Oh, boy.
Are you there, sir?
He's back. Hey?
I can't hear anything.
Vince McMahon, stop it.
Oh,
You don't own Google, Vince McMahon. You don't own us.
Oh, here we go
Stop it,
again.
man. We're going to talk about your crappy, shitty product. You can cut us off a million times. We'll start a million hangouts. Vince McMahon, fuck you, you bad, bad person who has sex dreams about Shawn Michaels. Shame on you. Shame on you, you dirty napkin, man. You used to know pro wrestling. You used to be good. You used to be creative. Now you're just a feeble old piece of shit. Old fart.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, Cena, you're a damn good cocksucker. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. Now kiss my ass and puke. He's gotta puke. Come on. Is this thing even still on? It's going on. I'm not even on the
screen.
YouTube right now, but
yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me check and see.
And why does it happen tonight when there's all of this outrage? I'm looking and it says live now. So I think that we are actually on.
I mean, it's still working for us.
Yeah. This is crazy, man.
Oh my God.
Wow. The comments. Lance Storm likes the taste of Vince McMahon's semen. And then the next comment replying to that, and the shit out of it. I hope that shit fails horribly. I really fucking.
I'm definitely not getting it.
Fuck that.
Not anymore.
So maybe they'll.
Is it? Am I working now?
Yeah, I hear you.
There you go.
What is going on?
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
What the fuck is going on, dude? We've done how many of these live reviews and never had problems like this?
Yep, exactly.
Because this is the most pissed that the wrestling world has been at a fucking pay-per-view. That's why. There's no other reason. I don't see. I just don't believe in fucking coincidences, man. This shit's happening. There's some calculated shit going on here, man.
You know what I'm thinking we'll do?
I think the review's still going on, though.
Okay, you know what I think we'll do? It is.
Yeah.
You know what I think we'll do, folks, since this shit keeps happening? We'll go do a conference on Hulu. So whatever the fuck is getting in the way of this shit can't get in the way of it anymore. Because I don't want to keep getting kicked off. We're just trying to do a review for these fucking viewers.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go hop on Hulu. We'll have to record it, and fuck, man. I like doing the live interaction. I don't understand what's going on. You know what? What do you say we just try to go with it? Fuck it.
Let's roll.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I was in the middle of talking about. Did you guys hear the part where I was talking about the crowd being sucked in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I said the psychology of the match was awesome.
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
For some reason, it keeps cutting my end off. I don't fucking.
Crazy.
We got to talk off the air. So when Bray Wyatt cut Daniel Bryan off with the back elbow coming off the ropes, remember that? The entire crowd was like, whoa! Remember that?
Right.
And then Daniel Bryan hit the tornado DDT off the apron to the floor. That was one of the best parts of the match because he had to really cover some ground to get over to Bray on that move.
Yeah.
The running drop kick on the floor over by the barricade, that was a pretty nice touch. The crowd giving the yes chance, they usually do that when he's kicking the opponent. That was pretty cool. Daniel Bryan hitting the multiple running drop kicks in the corner, but Bray cut him off with a clothesline on the third attempt. The entire crowd was like, just remember that when he cut him off?
I love that. He cut him off every time he was going into a normal spot. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And then dude went for the Sister Abigail. But Daniel Bryan reversed it into the yes lock, and then they had Bray Wyatt bite him. I was like, that was a pretty cool spot. Let's see, what else? Daniel Bryan hit a splash off the top rope because Bray Wyatt wasn't far enough away. They couldn't do the headbutt spot. I'm sure you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Bray Wyatt went out of the ring, but another, sick moment was when Daniel Bryan went for the suicide dive to Bray outside the ring, but Bray caught him. Caught him in perfect position and delivered the Sister Abigail. That was a sweet
like
spot.
a baby.
On the barricade.
On the barricade, yes. But then Bray took Daniel Bryan back in the ring, hit another Sister Abigail on him for a clean 3 count. And I was complaining about heels not going over clean, and it doesn't it figure that the one heel that goes over clean happens to be the one that goes over on Daniel Bryan? That's the way this company fucking operates. Like, all these other guys they protect. They protect Cena. They protect this guy. They protect that guy. But especially Cena. And with Daniel Bryan, they're like, yeah, let him take the clean L to fucking... let him take the clean L to... Bray Wyatt. Oh, and I have an idea, by the way. I'm going to turn my camera off for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set up my laptop in a hotspot real quick. I think I just figured out a way we can circumvent. But go ahead, guys. What did you think? I thought it was a really good match. I just don't like seeing Daniel Bryan go over... or Daniel Bryan have to put someone over clean. You know what I mean?
Outside of the finish, which obviously we wanted Daniel Bryan to win the match, this is probably going to go down as WWE's best match of the year, if not top 3.
Oh, hold on.
2014.
Hold on. Is this from Mick Foley?
Yes.
Folks, we got to cut off your thoughts on the match right there. Again, more breaking news. Can you hold your thought, Mad Genius? I'm sorry for interrupting you. This is big. Now remember, Mick Foley, internet wrestling fan. He's a mark. What does he know about the business? Well, go ahead and let Lyrical. It's story time with Lyrical McMahon. All right, everybody, get your blankies and it's story time before bed. Go ahead and read this. This looks pretty good. I just kind of skimmed over it a little bit. I see brick through my TV. And
yes, he wants to throw a brick through his TV after watching.
And we are sure. Hold on. We are sure that this is Mick Foley's real. Holy shit! This is his real Facebook. This is not some sock account
page. Yeah.
This is cool, man. The movement's finally happening. Finally, thank God. Pittsburgh, the fans in Pittsburgh. If you know a wrestling fan in Pittsburgh, I don't care if it's on a message board or Twitter or whatever, who went to this show, you need to give them ever-loving fucking props. because really the fans in Pittsburgh really brought this to the forefront tonight. They really did. And I wish every WWE crowd was like that. Like ECW, I remember they tried to put on a shoot fight between Taz and Paul Varlins. And they got in the ring, and it was like, this is lame. First of all, it don't look like a shoot fight, and it don't look like a wrestling match. So the fans just buried the fuck out of it. The concept was cool. We need more
And here it goes again.
You know what? I'm reading. Wow. Have you read this shit that Foley is saying about WWE? He is burying them, dude. He is, bro. He's got his own golden shovel. Shit. Yeah. He is letting WWE have it.
I don't blame him.
Sure
we needed somebody. Well, I wouldn't say Foley because they don't really. Triple H doesn't necessarily like Foley, anyways. But we needed somebody who is as respected as Foley to say something like this, finally, publicly, not behind the scenes.
And him coming out saying what he's saying right here, there's going to be a couple more people going to come out and say something. I'm sure Bret Hart is going to have some shit to say, and a couple other people. So this is wow. And Foley is the right dude to come out and say this, because Foley is the last guy who was champion. That was the dude that they said, well, he doesn't look like a champion, all this other stuff. And so he's the last guy to fit that mold of the guy who doesn't fit the mold, who got over. So yeah. On Twitter, I've never felt so disgusted at the conclusion of a WWE or any pay-per-view. Like many of you out there, I just don't get it. This Daniel Bryan thing is a phenomenon. You get it, I get it, the fans in Pittsburgh get it. But tonight, for the first time, I had to admit to myself that the powers that be are just not going to get it, and that makes me sad. I'm just honestly sad. Just flat out fucking sad. Yes, I dropped an F-bomb to emphasize how effing sad I am for the guys who bust their butts night in and night out. Ziggler, Punk, Bryan, etc. with no hope. He said no hope of getting their shot at this year's Mania. You know who else I'm sad for? Me. In my 2 years as an official WWE ambassador, I never once had to lie about my enthusiasm for the company or the product. So he's already saying, I mean, come on. I've never had to lie about my enthusiasm for the company or the product. Now, although I'm no longer officially an ambassador for WWE, I was still looking forward to being a part of the biggest event of the year. I'll probably end up going anyway, but I'm 1/6 as excited about it as I was a few hours ago. I so badly want to hear 75,000 WWE fans chanting yes, and seeing fans walk away absolutely ecstatic about the outcome of a pay-per-view for the first time in a while, a long while. And when given the chance to make it happen, unless they've got something major up their sleeve, WWE's answer tonight was a resounding no, no, no. Wow.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, guess what? I'm on a mobile connection now, bitch. You ain't taking this shit down, motherfucker.
And this,
you need to get off that Comcast, man.
This is what Jim Ross just said.
And I just ran a speed test. I'm at 25 Mbps. Come on.
This is what Jim Ross said, and Jim Ross is politically correct. But if you could read between the lines of this, for the cash that I paid for Royal Rumble tonight, nothing followed Bryan versus Wyatt. Those two plus Roman Reigns shined. And knowing Jim Ross is a politically correct guy, but if you read between the lines, he's basically saying outside of that and Roman Reigns, this shit sucked.
Yeah, and it did. I mean, you might as well call a Big Show and Brock a squash match. It basically was. It was a squash.
Yeah.
Well, Big Show was hurt.
He beat the fuck out of him with a fucking chair. Oh, we haven't gotten to it. Okay. Well, we just called the match. Okay, next match. Cena versus Orton. It's all right, next match. Royal Rumble. See, Bruce, I just saved you right there.
All right, so Renee Young interviews Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman apologizes for what's going to happen to the Big Show. How's the sound quality? Is it okay?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got my mic hooked up through the laptop, which I'm running on mobile. So I don't know if I could turn on the webcam because it's an HD laptop, but I'll just go ahead and put the avatar up for now, folks, since something's fucking with my end of the stream and it's not me. But he apologizes for what's going to happen to the Big Show, says that Lesnar is going to victimize the Big Show and go on to become WWE champion. Brock Lesnar comes out and attacks the Big Show before the match. Their match is supposed to start, doesn't start. Here's Lesnar beating the fuck out of him. For those of you who don't know, apparently there were some people at the live event last night that said the Big Show legitimately hurt his hand in a match against Kane, so they had to go to a quick finish. So Brock beat the Big Show down with the chair before the match, repeatedly hitting him with the chair. The referee steals the chair from Brock, so Brock grabs another chair from Paul Heyman. The bell rang to start the match. By the way, did you guys see Heyman trying to hand him the second chair?
The other chair, yeah.
And then Brock wasn't ready for it, and then Heyman was like, "Oh, I'll hide it." And I was like, "Why are you?"
I thought he was about to take a seat.
What are you doing? Yeah. But Lesnar ran at the Big Show, and the Big Show hit Brock Lesnar with his knockout punch. Apparently, Big Show hits harder than Shane Carwin. Sorry for us MMA fans.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, but that's just us. We're MMA fans. It is acting, so, it's just kind of like, come on. At least they didn't have him just get knocked down and pinned. I would have come on here and been like, that's it, I'm fucking done.
Oh,
fuck the
bro,
reviews. Fuck
the
doing
moment
this shit.
he hit that, I was like, fuck.
Oh, I seriously held my breath. I was like, if he pins him, I am done covering this shit. And all I will do is nostalgic stuff on the website. I'm serious.
I literally thought that was it. Like, I thought they were going with that, and I was like, oh.
For a split second, I was like, if they let this fat son of a bitch cover Brock Lesnar, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, so far this backup contingency plan is working well. I'm trying to see if I can get back in on my main camera. For some reason, it looks like it's letting me back in. All right, before we talk about this Brock match, let me switch my mic back to the computer. Really fuck up the flow, but there's nothing I can do, man. We've never had these type of problems, ever. How many live reviews have we done?
Shit.
A lot.
They're like, no, get the internet marks off there. I don't get it, dude.
Those internet fans are not real fans. They just get on and complain.
Well, guess what?
Make them puke.
If this thing gets hit again, I don't know what's going on. But if this thing gets hit again, I'm ready to plug the mic back into the other one. So, Lyrical, start waving at me because I can see you on the laptop if the sound starts cutting out. But I think the viewers would rather have me on cam. So, even though not exactly, George Clooney or anything, but so anyway, you could tell right away though that the way that Lesnar was selling that punch, that he wasn't going to be knocked out by it, though. So I was like, okay, thank God. But what I was afraid of was that Big Show was going to hit him again. And I'm like, if they squash Lesnar, that's it. We're done. Us men do not belong watching this. I mean, it's already suspect as it is. But
barely hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, but I love how after taking all of those chair shots, and of course WWE doesn't even allow protected chair shots to the head anymore. But after all those chair shots, Big Show kept selling a little bit, but that one punch, Brock is selling more than Big Show taking chair shots.
Exactly.
Oh, Lesnar was wobbling around the rest of the match.
Even after the match, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I even tweeted. I was like 40. I tweeted something like 40 vicious chair shots from 300-pound former UFC champion equals one sloppy punch by 7-foot fat man.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, just only thing really is just notice he kept hitting him in the arm because since Big Show hurt his hand, they're probably just gonna
Writing him off.
He got his arm. Yeah.
Yeah, because he probably had a broken hand, and they had to write him off. But so Big Show ends up going for another knockout punch. Brock Lesnar picks him up. Dude, the most impressive part of this was when Lesnar started losing his balance and regained his balance. Did you guys catch that?
Oh yeah, when he started wobbling towards the ropes.
Yes, I was like, wow, because he F5'd him back in the day, no problem. Big Show's gained a little weight since then. He probably gained the equivalent of another Volkswagen since then. But Lesnar fucking regained his balance and was able to deliver the F5. Now, it wasn't like your traditional F5, but I think he was trying to protect the Big Show to where he could take more of a bump towards his back, you know, because a face bump would involve your hand a little more, but it looked like he did try to protect him a little bit. Didn't look like it after the match. The match only lasted a couple minutes. Did anyone get a count on how many times he hit fucking Big Show with that chair?
Somebody in the comment section said. Somebody in the comment said the official count was 27.
At one point, it seemed to me like the Big Show looked at him and said, "That's enough."
Lesnar said, "Fuck off."
But he kept cursing when he was getting hit. Some of those shots were legit.
Yeah,
he broke two fucking chairs.
Yeah, not only does Big Show
breaking.
No, not only does Big Show have a broken hand, now he has a broken elbow. It's going to come out that he has a chipped elbow. But the funniest one was when Lesnar decided to hit him with a chair shot on his ass. I was like, okay, you've hit him it felt like 50 times, and Lesnar was like, I can't hit him in the head, I'm going to hit him in his ass, you know? I'm like, did he just hit him in the ass? What the fuck was that?
The
how the fuck do you break a chair like that, though? Like, the top half completely snapped off.
See, here's the thing. Why does Big Show have to be protected like that, though? Why couldn't they just have Lesnar come out, tackle him, ground and pound like he's UFC, have him pick up the Big Show, F5 him, and beat him, and then just have Lesnar stand there like beast mode with his straps? Because then when someone beats a heel who's beast mode like that, it means more.
Yeah.
You know, no, don't get me wrong. It was cool to see Lesnar just beat the fuck out of somebody because Lesnar has never been my favorite wrestler, but I take my hat off to Lesnar as being legit. I don't give a shit. Someone with as little experience as he had to go into MMA and do what he did, this dude's legit. Okay? And Lesnar, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the fact of the matter is this dude's a beast. He's the most legit wrestler ever. Lesnar could beat any professional wrestler in a real fight in wrestling history. I mean, nobody who's crossed over to MMA. Ken Shamrock, you know, maybe in his prime could have got a knee bar on him or something, but nobody else I would give a shot against Brock Lesnar in an MMA fight. There's nobody. You could say whoever you want. So, yeah.
Not Haku.
No, I mean, well, there's some stories with him, but...
Yeah, I know. Not Danny Hodge. None of those dudes.
No, not
Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, Rockstar Spud. Fandango.
Yeah, I feel you though, man. I mean, I feel similar to Brock as you do.
He's a fucking beast.
You can just go to blitzsportsnetwork.com, man, and you can read the entire article. You can you can get the thorough version.
Yes. But the fact of the matter is to have him come out there and just decimate an opponent was awesome. That part was cool. One big gripe was Jerry Lawler trying to paint the picture that Brock Lesnar was scared. Fuck up.
Uh-oh. Oh, I need to start waving.
Yes, sir.
Been in the ring with the big.
Wait. Oh, he went in, out again. Oh.
Let's see.
Come back, Bruce. Come back. Come back, or I'm just going to have to do an entire Vince McMahon promo or something.
Oh, my God.
Now, Steve?
All right, I'm here.
I'm going to have to... Oh,
You hear me talking twice at the same time now?
I was about to go Attitude Era Vince, man.
Yeah.
I hear you now. Steve, we're going to need you to do business the right way. I was going to go...
All right, so anyway...
Go ahead.
I don't know when it cut me off, but this shit is so fucking annoying. But the fact of the matter is he's a badass. To have him come out there and shit kick was cool. You know what I mean? So whatever. Hey, we got this figured out now. It tries glitching me out, and then we got to figure it out. Good Lord, this better not happen on tomorrow night's Raw review.
Oh, boy.
You guys can hear me fine, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to plug in my phone
clear.
at some point. Oh,
Shout
no,
out to Crystal Clear.
All right, good. All right, so anyway, I do need to turn up the volume on my laptop. There we go. All right.
I got my cell phone under me doing that. In the year 2000. Oh, no, in the year 2000. Yeah, that whole gimmick.
Oh my gosh, dude. He does fucking Vince McMahon and he does Conan O'Brien. Yeah, this guy's pretty talented. All right, I'm gonna give him one. Oh
No,
yeah, Elizabeth Brock Lesnar's a badass. Yeah.
No, I'm constantly getting tweeted, so I'm just like kind of going back and forth, but I'm still here. But I'm also in the year 2000.
All right, we get a Shield backstage promo. They kind of bantered with each other a little bit, but they did plant some seeds for a possible disbanding. But I think we could all see it coming from a mile away. Royal Rumble was going to be the perfect opportunity for one of them or the other or whoever to kind of turn on each other. We'll get to that in a little bit. So the backstage promo was what it was, you know. Then we get a Randy Orton promo. He talked about Lesnar and Batista not being on his level of greatness. Orton, you know, I respect the fact that he's a better in-ring worker than some of the other guys that they try to shove down our throats, but,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, that's just heel shit. You know, I'm not going to take exception with a guy cut a heel promo. I'm better than Batista and Lesnar. Well, Batista, there could be an argument. And then he called Bray Wyatt a Duck Dynasty reject, which, Lyrical, you had brought up in part 1 or part 2.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck you brought it up now. I'm so scrambled.
Yeah.
Orton said
many
Bray
restarts.
What's that?
No, I just said so many restarts tonight.
Oh, it's insane. But we're going to try to keep it to 2 parts.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, this is the most live viewers we've ever had. You know, all the thousands of people that watch the archive version, and a lot of live viewers. And I don't want to be like, yep, you got to follow us to part 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have people tweeting me, where's part 2? I don't see it. Send me a link.
We're on live. Yeah. You got to go to Google Plus to find it, I think. I don't know. Or you go to my channel.
Yeah, you can go to your main channel, they can find it. It'll be
right
here.
So anyway, Orton said that Bray Wyatt doesn't have what it takes to be the face of the company. Again, you know what it takes is someone who's a good heel, or if it's a babyface, someone that fans like. They need to get rid of this notion that there's a cookie-cutter example of what someone needs to be a face. Exactly. You know?
Because if that was the case, Stone Cold Steve Austin would never exist. It's a joke.
All right, here we go. Randy Orton against John Cena, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So let's do the
classic match just because of the crowd. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm sick of this notion that if 2 guys are booked to kick out of 500 finishers, that makes it a good match. That means no, they're allowed to do things that other people aren't.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing. They built up John Cena coming into the match as the favorite, right? Check.
Of course.
John Cena came out second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He didn't come out first. Check. And the match wasn't in the main event. Check. Was there any doubt by the time they got in the ring that Orton was going to win in a non-clean fashion?
Bro, I told you, my formula never fails. If Cena's booked as the favorite, you can bank on it.
He's the underdog, he wins.
Yep.
Well, okay, and it looks like it's letting my computer back in again. All of a sudden it pops back up.
Google, man.
Oh, dude, I don't know. This is pretty nefarious tonight. Something's hitting the connection from whatever. We'll talk about it off the air. The Pittsburgh crowd right away starts chanting Daniel Bryan right as they came out. How fucking epic was that, guys? Seriously. I'm going to switch the mic back to the fucking desktop and see if this shit works. To get the webcam back on. But how epic was that to have the crowd chanting Daniel Bryan right off the bat when these two clowns got in the fucking ring? And did you see how bad it threw them off?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I'll give Orton a little credit because
he
did
worked
acknowledge him. Yeah,
he worked it.
I'll give him credit for that because that's not something you would normally see out of people in WWE. So I'll give him credit for that. But the crowd was fucking... Look, that was you had the crowd in Washington where they were chanting Daniel Bryan during that segment, but in terms of an entire show, that was the best crowd since the night after Mania.
Well, can you hear me now? I'm gonna try the
Yes,
desktop
yeah.
again. Folks, I'm so frustrated with this. I hope you guys are bearing with this and not gonna be angry with us. Obviously, doing the best we can to keep this thing moving. But right away, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, yep, exactly. You know, when that was my thought when the crowd was chanting that. I'm like, this is exactly what we've been talking about. This is what the fucking fans want, motherfucker. And I hope crowds continue to do this. I hope it becomes a fad.
Oh yes.
Because you know how fads are. Just look at the fandangoing thing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and if it starts doing that again, MG, hit me in the chat.
Alright.
Because that's how I caught it last time. But yeah, the fandango thing, the you suck chants back in the day, the fucking yes chants is kind of a fad, yes, but chanting Daniel Bryan is not a fad. Let's be clear with that. Chanting Daniel Bryan, not a fad. Supporting him the way they do is not a fad. The reactions during his match, you could hear it during the Bray Wyatt match. The fans were on the edge of their seats for every move. That's not a fad. So anyone who chalks up the Daniel Bryan thing to just being yes chants is out of their mind. Especially when stuff like this is going down. I just hope to God this becomes a fad. Because if it becomes a fucking fad, dude, they're done. They're cooked. They'll have to put him there. It's it'll be like Goldberg in WCW. You had all these backstage politicians back there. Nah, Goldberg can't cut a promo, and the fans wanted him as their champion. So you know, at the time.
And see, it's gotten to the point where they chant it even when he's not out there. So it's not like they can take him off of TV. So they're really fucked. It's not like somebody else like a Zack Ryder where you took him off of TV, they chant it for a little while and it goes away. This Daniel Bryan thing ain't going nowhere.
No, it's not. It's not going anywhere. How about the Randy Savage chants? They chanted Y2J.
Oh, yes.
They chanted Undertaker. The boring chants. Again, Pittsburgh, fucking thank you. That's what my whole preview video was. I was like, dude, they've done 18 championships. This will be their 18th. For those of you just joining the review, this is Randy Orton and John Cena's 18th championship match tonight. Look it up. I'm not bullshitting. I wrote an article on it on the website before TLC. I said this will be their 17th championship. Yes, this will be their 17th title match.
That is so sad.
The Unified Championship match, and then this one was 18. This was
How many pay-per-view title matches did Hogan Savage have?
One.
Like 3? 1?
No, one-on-one. I mean, they had the one big one, you know.
Yeah.
I guess they did wrestle in WCW too, but
Right.
yeah, don't get me started on that, bro. Don't get me started on Hogan fucking jerking Randy in WCW. But how about the same old shit chants? Did you guys catch that?
Same old shit. We want divas. I could have swore I heard it. We want
Didn't they
refund.
this is awful.
This is all. Yeah, that was later in the match.
I could have swore I heard a Batista sucks chant in there
Some of
too.
the chants I heard, because I didn't watch the match, but I was in. I mean, as soon as I saw the promo go up for that, I was like, oh, time for me to go make dinner. So when I'm finished making dinner, I can sit down, the Rumble will be on, my dinner will be hot, and I can eat it, and I didn't have to see Cena.
All right, let's do a little recap here. What were the 3 matches the crowd was most involved in? Daniel Bryan's match, right?
Yep.
Because he was out there. The Royal Rumble match, because he wasn't out there. In this match, because those 2 were out there. Doesn't all of that kind of add up to everything that we've been screaming about this whole time?
Yep.
Marks wrestling, internet wrestling fans. What do they know?
People can't just be people. They gotta put people in compartments and categorize them so that they can degrade them and make people of certain opinions that differ from theirs seem insignificant, when in fact they're the motherfuckers that are insignificant because they don't want to be current and they don't want to admit that whatever their way of thinking or what they want to present or push down our throats is not what's really popular, and they will lose money to prove it.
I mean, the crowd did not give a fuck.
No, the crowd
literally.
No, the match was inconsequential. The only time that the crowd cared about the match when it looked like it was a moment where Cena could win.
Yeah.
And then if Cena, didn't get the pinfall, the crowd was like, yes.
Best for business. Best for business, my ass. What's best for ego? Best for politics.
Okay, so after the same old shit chants, the crowd was chanting Daniel Bryan again. JBL, did you catch how he first met the chants with Resistance?
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned it around and said, the WWE fans can do whatever they want, just have a good time. Well, there it is again. Is it cutting?
No. I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mad Genius, can you hear me? It's cutting.
We can hear Bruce just fine. Can he hear us?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He might not can hear us. I got some weird Google shit going on. Man.
All right, no, it's cutting. It was cutting, dude.
That was cutting. Wow.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause me and Mad Genius could hear each other just fine.
I'm back on the mobile.
We can hear you just fine.
All right, yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on with the main fucking hookup. Maybe it's just a bad Google Connect. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe Google has their servers in Stamford, Connecticut, maybe.
I don't know. But as the third wheel, that for some reason they can't touch this part. As a participant, I'm fine. But when I'm in, I don't know, whatever. All right, so anyway.
But let me say this. Do you know how much a crowd has to not give a fuck to chant, we want divas?
Yeah.
Like, literally for a match that's going to, for a divas match that you know damn well is going to suck and that you're not going to care about. For someone not to care about your championship, your undisputed championship match that much, that should be a fucking sign. I don't know what the hell else is. We want divas? What?
Yeah, it's probably a sign to change shit up, maybe. and give the fans what they want. But anyway.
If Brie Bella would have came out tonight, she would have been more over than fucking Cena and Orton combined.
Oh, AJ Lee would have gotten a huge pop.
Hell yeah.
If AJ Lee came out there and slapped both of them, the roof would have blown off the place. But so anyways, Cena goes into the 5-knuckle shuffle spot, got booed bad. And again, these are internet fans and wrestling marks in the crowd. Oh, and by the way, if the internet doesn't matter, can I just throw this out there? Then stop begging us for our... Well, not begging. It seems like a pretty good service. I'll say that. The WWE Network.
Hindering to us for your network dollars.
But the internet...
I'm not buying that shit, Bruce. I'm not buying it.
I don't know. I'm considering it. I don't know. But, I pay for League Pass, NBA League Pass. I pay for NFL Sunday Ticket. I pay for a lot of shit. $10 a month isn't too bad.
But after this, I can't do it.
But for the old shit. Some of the stuff that I can't track down or I don't have on a VHS from back in the day. But anyway, and by the way, if internet wrestling fans and John Cena, they go on the internet and complain, well then stop fucking telling us what's trending on Twitter. They said that the hashtag the rematch was trending worldwide. I'm at a restaurant watching this on my laptop. I'm tweeting throughout the show. And I went ahead and refreshed Twitter. I had it on the U.S. trend. There wasn't one trend in the United States at that moment in time about the show. So I did not see that trending, but I look at the U.S. trend. So if it was trending all over the world, that's one thing. It wasn't trending here. The rematch. Hashtag the rematch. #1 trend in the world. If us internet wrestling fans don't matter, then fuck yourself with all the references to Twitter. I just had to get that out of that. I have such a big problem with the way that they treat us for stating our opinions. Sure enough, we get a ref bump. Oh, so predictable. Cena gets Orton to tap out in the STF. See? C-Nation? C-Nation must be a bunch of insecure fucking people. If they're that afraid for him to lose clean with any regularity. If C-Nation loves him and supports him that much, isn't that more of a reason to put him in the mid-card at this point?
Yeah, we gotta watch Daniel Bryan get his ass whooped every fucking week, man.
I don't get that. So they had to protect the shit out of him, of course. Then Orton hits Cena with the belt. But wait a minute, guys. Wait for it. Tell me where you've heard this before. Cena kicked out at 2. After that, after Cena kicked out at 2, that's where the "this is awful" chant started. The crowd was chanting, "This is awful." I was like, yes, because at first I was like, no, they are not chanting, "This is awesome." And then I realized they're chanting, "This is awful." All of a sudden, Cena pops up out of nowhere, like, oh, this is the beginning of the match. He pops up out of nowhere, hits the attitude adjustment on Orton, and Orton kicks out at 2. This is what makes a great match, guys. They're kicking out of each other's finishers. So Orton kicks out at 2. Orton hits the RKO, but again, you've never heard this one before. Cena kicks out at 2 after taking a foreign object and an RKO.
Well, one of these he kicked out at fucking 1.
Yeah, I can't remember which one. After that, the crowd started chanting, "We want Divas." So as they're going into the Super Cena spots, where it's like, oh, Cena kicked out at 2. The crowd's like, fuck this. We've seen this a million fucking times. We want Divas. I love that shit, dude. If I could afford it, and I was there, I would have bought everybody in that crowd a beer who chanted that shit. So Orton starts fucking with the crowd again at that point. He started doing his gimmick, where he leans back. He did his whole gimmick. And
I fucking loved Orton for that shit tonight, though.
He did. He was
at least he
him.
acknowledged it. Like, Daniel Bryan's not your champion. John Cena's not your champion. I am.
Yes. It was a perfect situation for him because he's a heel.
Yeah.
Cena was the one. What the fuck's he gonna do? He didn't have a microphone to pander. I'm sure they would have just as soon thrown some poor Make-A-Wish kids in the ring or some troops to try to shield him from this.
And he doesn't talk during the match unless he's calling spots, which
you can hear clearly.
Exactly, because like I said, going to events, I've seen him call spots. So, I mean, particularly that Brock match, he called a couple spots, and we could hear him. Especially the cut me.
Yes.
That was really loud.
Okay, so the Orton hits the RKO again, and once again, Super Cena, the shit factor of professional wrestling, kicks out at 2. Oh my gosh, this is
how many RKOs is that now? 3?
It's just like the same
2?
story.
I don't know.
2 and a shot from the belt.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna get to the part where they start doing each other's shit.
No. Orton had only hit 1. I apologize. I looked at my notes wrong. Okay. This is the part that I really took exception with. This is how fucking dumb. Damn it, I wish Is this thing working?
It's
yes.
working.
All right, let me switch mics because I want to be able to look right at the viewers.
He's got something up his sleeve.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Dude, it's working fine. I didn't have to put my overlay back on. I don't know. I want to look at you guys, and I want to tell you this. This is how fucking dumb the WWE thinks wrestling fans are. See, Jerry Lawler and everyone that sits there at the announcer's table. If you didn't know this, I'll explain it. Most of you probably do know this. They wear the headsets.
Headsets. Yeah.
And Vince McMahon, and usually it's Vince or one of the higher ups backstage, are feeding them lines. They actually feed them lines. And the unmitigated gall of them to feed to Jerry Lawler to say the WWE universe is really trying to get in Randy Orton's head. To spin it! No! He did! They did!
That's why I'm laughing.
They did! They tried to spin it as the reason the fans are reacting like this. We know some of you, are really dumb and you're going to buy this. Well, the reason the crowd's acting like this here, it's not because, Daniel Bryan should be out here. It's not because,
I'm glad I didn't see this match, man.
It's not because people are sick and tired of this same old shit. It's because they're just really smart and they're trying to get into Randy Orton's head.
Oh, God.
What?
Stop it.
Dude, I heard that, and I'm like, did they really? I sat there and I'm watching the match, and I heard that, and I thought to myself, I said, if they really think that people are that fucking stupid, this company has no place in the entertainment industry anymore. Honestly. Oh, yeah, they make a lot of money. I'm not taking that away from them and stuff like that. But if they are that ignorant, and that's where you lose hope with this company. Because instead of just acknowledging what's going on, they always make excuses, guys. They always make excuses and spin it. It's like you got Mick Foley blasting you. Yeah. A lot of us fans have been blasting what this company has become for a long time, but these are just internet wrestling fans and marks. And now it's starting to come to a head because people are finally getting sick of it. More and more people. And I tell you what, it'd be interesting to see how many people start turning their TVs off if they don't get their act together. But for them to tell Jerry Lawler, I'm not gonna blame it on Jerry Lawler. This definitely came from the back. For them to tell Jerry Lawler that, hey, just say that this is the crowd trying to get into Orton's head, blew my fucking mind. I said, you cannot be serious. They're really going to try to spin it as that. Wow. This company's delusional. And then you had JBL back him up. You remember that Mad Genius? JBL backed him up. He's like, yeah, you're right. This crowd, and I think they're getting to him, he said.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that was a good way to spin this. I'll roll with it. I'm like, oh my good Lord. Unbelievable. What happened to the wrestling that we grew up loving? It was so simple. You know, you didn't like everything, but at least some of a lot of the stuff made sense. But all right.
Oh my God. This is...
Oh, it's unbelievable. So Orton goes for the punk kick. Cena moves. Orton locks in the STF, like a rear naked choke version. By the way, Randy Orton, your STF, even though it's not, wasn't. Looked a hell of a lot better than Cena's. Whatever the fuck that bullshit is.
Because at least he had a chin lock on. Shit.
Yeah, it just looked good. The yes chant started again. But again, John Cena reversed it with an arm-in crossface, a.k.a. crippler crossface, for some of you who don't know what that is. Orton rolls Cena up. Cena, remember he's rolled up, he's being pinned. Kicked out of two. Orton hits the AA on Cena. But again, I've heard this one. He kicked out of two. Cena hits the RKO on Orton, and Randy Orton kicked out at two. And again, this is where people are probably going to spin it as, that was a great match, because they were kicking out of each other's finishers. Fuck
You mean Cena kicks out of even his own finisher?
Yeah, the entire locker room could have done that match.
Kicks out of his own finisher. There you go.
Yeah.
Standing fireman's carry.
The standing fireman's carry, yep.
And Orton, the way Orton did it really put Cena's to shame, because he just like threw him down off of his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's like, man, fuck this move, man. I shouldn't even have to do this.
So Cena took Orton up to the second rope, teased an attitude adjustment on Randy Orton. Fucking completely botched that tornado DDT. See, that's what's going to happen when you're like, John, they say you don't have any moves, you can't wrestle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these guys in the back and have them show you a pop-up neck breaker and tornado DDT. Well, you're going to see a lot more botched tornado DDTs. Notice how they scrapped his attempted Hurricane Ranas, or as we call it, the self-power bomb, where he power bombs himself when he tries for Hurricane Rana.
Power bomb.
Jackknifes himself. Like,
He
who
does.
the fuck does that?
Luthez would be so proud.
All right, so here it is. You guys have never seen an ending like this to a Cena match. Fresh, Cena puts out the STF on Orton again. Remember, he's already tapped out once. Yeah, Cena really won, but the ref was down. Dude, when is the WWE going to start to come up with new, fresh ideas? At some fucking point in time. Honestly, if they gave Paul Heyman the books for 3 months, I know exactly what he would do. He would try to bring an MMA feel into pro wrestling, and I think it would be awesome. So anyways, he puts the STF on Orton. Orton starts climbing to the ropes. Cena pulls him back to the middle of the ring, and it looks like Randy Orton's about to tap, and right as he goes to tap, the lights go out. So that's 2 times he's beat Orton now. But the lights go out. The fucking Wyatt family's music hits. They show up on the apron. Cena goes after the Wyatt family, and not only did you... Let's think about this. You had a foreign object, ref bump, Orton tapped out, Orton was going to tap out again, and on top of that, you get a distraction. How many more fucking ways could they have protected him in this match, dude? Holy shit! Are his fans that insecure about liking him where you have to protect him to this fucking degree? Oh my gosh, if his fans are that insecure where he's got to be protected like this, then it's a failure.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, at least 2 or 3 times a year, unless you're Stone Cold Steve Austin and you're at the top of your game, or a couple other guys at the top of their game, I think it should be a thing in pro wrestling where everybody has to do a clean job. Back in the day with Hogan, you had less pay-per-views and stuff like that, so I guess I kind of understood that. to a certain degree, but Hogan should have put over Savage when they were like at the peak of their thing with the Mega Powers. In fact, I would have had built up a rematch. I think that would have been a more intriguing storyline, but they just kind of watching Hulk Hogan no-sell the bionic elbow or the elbow drop. But you know, you got to protect Cena 5 million ways because his fans might stop liking him. You know, so unlike the rest of us who are fans who support people in the mid.
Wow. Even Hacksaw Jim Duggan's burying the Royal Rumble on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
Damn. So we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan. We got Mick Foley. We got Mick Foley's son. We got Brie Bella. Lance Storm is still trying to defend this shit. I can't believe this. This dude is still defending this shit.
Oh, fuck Lance Storm.
Oh, I guess I need to wave at Bruce because we can't hear him. Let me come back here.
All right.
There you go.
Dude, I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna get a hold of Google tomorrow and find out I'm gonna get a hold of Google tomorrow and find out what was going on with this. I don't know.
Somebody on Twitter was saying something about a denial of service attack. I know how that can happen with gaming and stuff, but yeah, I guess in theory that could happen with Google Hangouts as well.
I don't know. Hey,
good hacker.
It's still working, isn't it? All right, so yeah, but anyway, back to protecting Cena. So they had to protect him because only we have to support.
That's why they keep cutting you off because they're protecting Cena.
only we have to. Yeah, by the way, there should be no way that someone could do that to a Google Hangout, unless but
wait,
only we're expect.
Anytime you have a match and you think of ways that it could end unclean, there's literally 4 scenarios that go through your head. Interference, shot from a weapon, ref bump, and a low blow. This one had everything but the low blow.
Well, you have interference. You have a foreign object.
And you have the ref bump.
You have the ref bump where the other guy, he should have won, and then you have distraction. He had every
low blow.
They literally busted out the entire Rolodex of ways to protect a wrestler for Cena in this match. And then the Wyatt family attacks Cena after the match. Now I'm gonna throw something at you guys, a scenario, here in a second, and then I'm gonna see if I can't get a hold of someone from Google. This one guy, I had an issue once, and he was like, "Dude, I watch your videos." One of their texts. And so I probably shouldn't say that on the air, but I'm going to see if I can't get a hold of somebody and see if they can figure out what the fuck is going on. But, of course, they attack Cena after the match for a little bit. Then Bray Wyatt hits his sister Abigail on John Cena. And as soon as he hits it, the crowd starts chanting yes for one of the WWE's biggest heels because he did it to Cena. Oh, my gosh, dude. Cena got owned. And his time is up. It's funny. How does he say that in his song? Your time is up. My time is now. No, your time's been up for a long time, dude. But people have been tolerating it. And I think it's to the point now where people aren't going to tolerate it anymore. But, all right, let me throw the scenario out there for you guys. Remember when we said that we were talking about Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan wrestling at WrestleMania, man, genius. We were throwing that back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, yeah, they'll probably just put him in a match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania because they're stupid. Instead of putting him in a main event for the championship with Punk or giving him the belt at the very least. I don't give a fuck if he has to beat Santino for it. I don't care. Give the fucker the belt because that's what the fans want. But remember how we ran that scenario by our viewers where we were talking about um, how eventually it's going to be John Cena coming to save Daniel Bryan?
Yep.
Yes, dude. And I have a feeling that Elimination Chamber, you're going to get a 2-on-3 match, 2 versus 3. Daniel Bryan and John Cena against the Wyatt family. I'm going to predict that right now. And they're going to try to put Cena out there with Daniel Bryan because instead of giving you what you want, they're going to do what they always do with John Cena and popular wrestlers. They're going to try and suck some of that popularity off that wrestler onto Cena. Because how can you boo Cena when he's out there with Daniel Bryan trying to help Daniel Bryan? And I hope I'm wrong. But the last couple times I've predicted these scenarios, Mad Genius, you'll vouch for me. I know a lot of the longtime viewers will vouch for me. When I predicted the scenarios where Cena's going to leech off someone, it's happened every time. And I have a feeling that's going to be your Elimination Chamber match. Cena, Bryan, can they beat the Wyatt family? Dude, I'm gonna predict that. All right, I'll turn it over to you guys for a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can't get a hold of this dude real quick. This is fucking bullshit.
This is insane.
Yeah, but we predicted, eventually Cena would come to the rescue, and boom, here you have it. Next month, Elimination Chamber. Like Bruce said, you'll probably have a tag match, and then eventually you'll go into WrestleMania with Cena versus Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt's first chance to get buried. Sounds really exciting, doesn't it? This WrestleMania card is stacking up to really be something that we should care about,
Comes back to Cena once again. I mean, we should be excited, right? It's coming back to Cena again for another year. Oh, he doesn't have the belt, he doesn't have the title, he's not in the main event, but it still all revolves around Cena in the end. The man who can never lose clean to anybody, babyface or heel. He can't even lose clean to white hot baby faces.
I mean, literally, if we just think about it, Royal Rumble last year, fans hated when Cena won. WrestleMania, they hated when Cena beat The Rock. SummerSlam, they loved the fact he lost to Daniel Bryan. TLC, loved the fact he lost. And now this show, loved the fact he lost. What the fuck else
into the Wyatt family.
Into the Wyatt family. Like, what the fuck else do you need to understand that at your last your last 5 major pay-per-view events, they hate anything that has to do with Cena. They boo when he wins and they cheer when he loses.
Yep.
I don't know how much more evident it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, clean or not, because it doesn't matter with Cena. You just got to take it how you can get it. If the dude is going to lose dirty, at least he lost. That's how you got to take it, unfortunately, with him.
I mean,
freaking Rob Van Dam on the pay-per-view in a no DQ match still couldn't win clean. In a no DQ match. I mean, Edge coming in with the motorcycle helmet on.
And let me say that it's probably the biggest Daniel Bryan fan out of the panel. He's not necessarily Bruce's favorite wrestler. I know Lyrical, you're a Punk fan.
I'm definitely a Bryan fan, too.
I know you're a Bryan fan, but you prefer Punk, obviously.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. I mean, me and you have watched Daniel Bryan for how long? I mean, we're talking what, close to 10 years now?
Oh yeah.
No, close to 11. ROH started in 2002.
I can pull out some DVDs right now, some American Dragon DVDs.
And this is coming from 2 guys who, keep up with the indie scene. If you ever heard me and Lyrical on the podcast, we would just go on for hours. But we still do to this day. We've watched Daniel Bryan for almost 11 years now.
Yeah.
And this is nothing new. The reaction he gets. We've seen it in ROH when he used to come out and the fans would sing his fucking theme song.
That's what I'm saying. When he came out to Final Countdown.
Oh my bro, you have no. If he
throwing
came
the
out to
streamers
Final
in the ring and all of that, and man, he was over then.
If he came out the final countdown, I would come on the fucking review and go nuts. I want him to have that theme song so bad. But we've seen this with Daniel Bryan. Like, no matter what, even when he was a heel in ROH, he was over. Same in WWE. He was a heel in WWE, he was over. It doesn't, like, it's just something to be said. Like Daniel Bryan said, like fucking Mick Foley said, certain people just have the talent. I mean, just have the ability to connect with the audience. You can't pinpoint it on a certain thing. It's just there.
Yeah.
It's a magical thing, you know, and it's not necessarily compared to the. I for some reason I almost want to compare it to the Ultimate Warrior for some reason, because it's not like Warrior was the most talented wrestler of all time.
He connected with the audience.
But he connected with the audience, and what did they do? They took fucking Hogan and had him put over Warrior. Even if Warrior's stretch was only like 2 years, they had him put fucking Warrior over clean at Mania and gave Warrior a shot. Gave him a shot. You know, fuck, Austin. They had him. They let Austin. Well, even though Undertaker had to threaten Shawn Michaels, you're talking about the plan was for Austin to be at the time WWE and Vince McMahon's #1 bitch boy. Never has a guy been this protected. I mean, you can kind of point to Shawn, because anytime Shawn didn't want to lose a title, he just vacated it.
Right.
But
yeah, he would just lose his smile and then just take his ball and go home.
But in terms of in the ring, I mean, shit.
He would leave the ball and then go home. Yeah.
Cena's been so fucking protected, and like I said, you don't get guys who are able to connect.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Now he's getting hit.
Oh, boy.
But guys who just connect with the audience for whatever reason, whether it's you find them relatable, you like what they do in the ring, you like their character, you like something about them, and people find ways to connect with these guys. There's a reason that they were, Punk and Ziggler, Ziggler was fucking over, still is to this day when he's on TV. Punk is still over, but there's a reason why the fans chant for these guys. There's a reason why fans are out there chanting for fucking Roman Reigns. I mean, you can hear it already. He's starting to get some pops. I mean, at one point they were cheering for the Shield. I mean, hell, they cheered for the Wyatts for like the first 3 to 4 months until they started feuding with Bryan. There's a reason why people cheer for these people on a consistent basis. It's not just because they want to. It's not just because they have to, but because they want to. And once you get to the point where you just ignore all fucking logic, you ignore the fans, like you're turning your back on your fans. That's basically what the WWE is showing me. Like we already knew this, that they don't give a fuck. But this whole Daniel Bryan thing is really just saying fuck you. This might be the biggest fuck you they've said to us in a long time. I mean, Rock putting over Cena was a big fuck you too, and so was Lesnar. But in terms of just a singular character like this is got to be the biggest fuck you.
Yeah, this is the bigger fuck you, because this is their opportunity to just shift everything.
Literally
into a truly progressive direction. And now instead they've not only just, they're not even staying in the same place, they're going backwards.
Literally this year's Mania should fucking be face Bryan versus heel Punk, like literally
like 50 years old, you know.
All right, next segment. And I agree. Renee Young interviewed the New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg did a shtick. We got a replay of their win over the Rhodes brothers. Road Dogg put themselves over, and Road Dogg told Billy Gunn to give Renee those 2 famous words because she's not invited to the party. And instead of saying suck it, he said new champs. So, we get the promos that we wanted to see on Raw with The Miz, Usos, Biggie Langston, Fandango, Batista, Damian Sandow, Ryback, and Rey Mysterio all saying why they would win the Royal Rumble. One thing I will point out from these is all Batista did was stand there and said exactly.
Yeah.
the expert panel of Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Jim Duggan, they all weighed in on the Royal Rumble. Like I said in the pre-show, Jim Duggan. Yeah. Jim Duggan picked Dolph Ziggler.
The Dark Horse.
Shawn Michaels said he picks the Shield or CM Punk, even though just a little bit earlier he had, said he was putting his chips in on Daniel Bryan. Yeah. I wish he would have said something about that. Like, I hope Daniel Bryan's in this match or anything, but because that's what the fans were thinking. Hold on. Okay. That's what the fans were thinking. But then Ric Flair said Batista, and the crowd reacted to that.
Fuck Batista. He's fucking mocking Daniel Bryan after the show and fucking giving a finger to fans because they're booing him because they want fucking Daniel Bryan. Well, boo who? I can understand back in the day where we chanting for you over Cena and because we wanted to see you more than Cena, but right now, as a guy who we have learned who respects the business of pro wrestling, you should fucking understand that when it's a guy's time, it is a guy's time. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck Batista.
Yeah, Batista's done. We kind of put over his return and we're like, all right, here's a guy who ate Cena.
Fucking skinny jean Yosemite Sam bitch made motherfucker almost losing to a fucking plumber that you dragged out of the fucking bar, hole in the wall bar. Fuck Batista.
He was wearing Lil Wayne's pants, like literally. Like he took pants out of Lil Wayne's closet and put them on his big ass body.
Let me ask you guys something.
Not cool.
I got before we get to the Royal Rumble match. When I'm talking right now, is it clear on your end?
Yep.
I've got them trying to figure out what's going on. It's not my internet connection. You know how the one guy on Twitter's speculating? It's not, because I keep running tests and it's fine.
Oh, it's not.
So it's not. It's something to do with Google Hangouts. And I've got someone looking into that already.
Cool.
All right. Royal Rumble match. And if someone's fucking with the stream, we're going to get to the bottom of it. It's not legal.
It's not.
The order of entry for the Royal Rumble, and again, guys, if something goes on, please hit me in the chat. I've got the laptop right in front of me.
Will do.
All right. Order of entry. I took notes as fast and as good as I could, so I'll give you the order of entry, the order of eliminations, who eliminated them, and then I'll give you my highlights and lowlights of the match. Order of entry. CM Punk, and I'm going to just go without... All right, number 1, CM Punk. Number 2, Seth Rollins. Number 3, Damian Sandow. Number 4, Cody Rhodes. Number 5, Kane, who got a little bit of a pop. Number 6, Alexander Rusev. Not impressed.
Oh, I'll dig into him because people who watch my NXT reviews know where the fuck I'm going.
All right, number 7, Jack Swagger. Number 8, Kofi Kingston. Number 9, Jimmy Uso. Number 10, Goldust. You knew Cody Rhodes and Goldust were going to come out pretty close to each other. Number 11, Dean Ambrose. Number 12, Dolph Ziggler. Number 13, R-Truth. Number 14, Kevin Nash. Number 15, Roman Reigns. Number 16, Great Khali. 17, Sheamus. 18, The Miz. 19, Fandango. 20, El Torito. Yay, we're having fun! Whoa, it's a circus.
I did enjoy him fucking with Jack Swagger, though.
Yeah, that was.
But okay. Outside of that, I fuck him.
21, Antonio Cesaro. 22, Luke Harper. 23, Jey Uso. 24, JBL, kind of. 25, Eric Rowan. 26, Ryback. 27, Alberto Del Rio. 28, Batista. 29, Biggie Langston. 30, Daniel Bryan. Oh, yeah, I mean Rey Mysterio. The eliminations. Damian Sandow went out first by CM Punk. Kane second by CM Punk. Alexander Rusev third by Punk, Rollins, Kingston, and Cody Rhodes. Fourth was R-Truth by Dean Ambrose. Number 5, Jimmy Uso by Rollins and Ambrose. Number 6, Jack Swagger got eliminated by Kevin Nash. Kofi Kingston was 7. Got eliminated by Roman Reigns. We'll get to the highlights of him being out there in a little bit. Number 8, Dolph Ziggler by Roman Reigns, which the crowd did not like. Number 9, Kevin Nash got eliminated by Roman Reigns. Number 10, Great Khali eliminated by The Shield. Number 11, Cody Rhodes got eliminated by Goldust. The 12th eliminated contestant was Goldust by Roman Reigns. 13, Fandango by El Torito. 14, El Torito by Roman Reigns. 15, JBL by Roman Reigns. 16, The Miz by Luke Harper. 17, Jey Uso by Luke Harper. 18, Eric Rowan by Batista. 19, Ryback by Batista. 20, Alberto Del Rio by Batista. 21, Biggie Langston by Sheamus. 22, Rey Mysterio by Seth Rollins. 23, Luke Harper by Roman Reigns. 24, Seth Rollins by Roman Reigns. 25, Dean Ambrose by Roman Reigns. Cesaro by Roman Reigns. 27, CM Punk by Kane, who was already eliminated, which is going to set up a match. Isn't it?
What happened? Yeah. You can hear me, MG, right? Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay. Wow.
All right, so I just heard it got to 27.
Okay.
We got to 27.
All right.
Right?
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah.
Lyrical.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, we got to number 27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. We got to number 27, right?
Yes.
Okay. 28, Sheamus by Roman Reigns.
Right.
29, Roman Reigns by Batista. And again, it cut out again. I'm not sure what's going on, but it doesn't matter because this is working just fine.
Where's my audio?
All right.
Moving.
Mad Genius, is he still there, Mad Genius?
Yep.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Here's my highlights of the match. Punk's simultaneous DDT and neckbreaker on Rollins and Sandow early in the match. Cody Rhodes' crossroads on Sandow was nice. Punk reversing the Kane chokeslam with a nice inner crescent kick in eliminating Kane. Alexander's release overhead power slam, Alexander Rusev. That was nice. Kofi Kingston, the part where he got eliminated but didn't, and then he ran and jumped from the barricade to the ring apron. Dude, he barely fucking made it.
That was crazy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. The fact that he barely made it even better. The Let's Go Ziggler chants were nice. Kofi pulling off Jack Swagger's boots, or his boot, and hanging on by his toes over the ring apron was pretty cool. Kevin Nash's pop. I'll get to something else about Nash in a minute. Roman Reigns
coming his quad, thank goodness.
He didn't tear his quad. Roman Reigns coming in and hitting the drop kick to Punk on the apron right as he got down.
Right as he came down, yeah.
Yeah. Roman Reigns spear on Cody Rhodes.
Oh.
Basically, you can just everything Roman Reigns did.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, when he eliminated Kofi Kingston, he just fucking dropped him. Roman Reigns spear on Dolph Ziggler, best move of the match.
Oh,
Ziggler laid out for that, like.
Yes.
Oh my God, the way he sold that shit. Holy
Roman Reigns eliminating Kevin Nash for me personally. Yes. yes.
Hell yes.
The Shield
Of
taking.
course, they didn't let Punk eliminate him to complete that storyline, but we don't give a fuck about continuity. It's WWE. I'm sorry.
Agreed. There were a couple other things in there that didn't make any sense. Like, why is Kevin Nash attacking the Shield?
Exactly.
Who does Triple H's dirty work for him?
No continuity.
Didn't make any sense. The Shield taking the trash out with Great Khali. The Daniel Bryan chants, of course, throughout the match were great. The look on CM Punk's face when El Torito got in there, like, I can't believe this is what it's come to, you know.
He's in the Rumble and not Daniel Bryan.
I will say this, though. I did like El Torito eliminating Fandango. I cannot stand Fandango. Roman Reigns' spear on Antonio Cesaro directly after the... I hate that lame Cesaro swing. It's just dumb. I don't like that, just like I didn't like the airplane spin back in the day.
Yeah.
JBL making his debut, I guess, in the Royal Rumble match, and then be
The
eliminated.
JBL character.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Even though he was in the Rumble all the way back to what was that, 98, when he was a Black Jack Bradshaw.
Yep.
That's why he said the JBL character has never been in the Rumble. And he specifically said that I'm a believer in kayfabe. You don't fucking say shit like that on television.
Agreed.
That is like if you watch Dexter and they start calling him Michael Hall on the show.
No, you don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. You just don't do it. You call him Dexter. It's fucking TV. Just okay. I'm done with that.
My next moment that I enjoyed was JBL being eliminated by Roman Reigns right after he got the ring. The crowd booing Rey Mysterio when he came out, because if you didn't see the Royal Rumble, Rey Mysterio came out number 30, and the crowd was hoping that it was going to be Daniel Bryan, and when it wasn't, the crowd absolutely killed Rey Mysterio. It's not Rey's fault. Rey was a beast back in WCW in his early WWE days. I take my hat off to Rey as a performer throughout his career.
And I was just going to say, notice how the announcers were playing the audience. Like, oh, number 30, who's it going to be?
Yeah, even though...
Like they didn't know.
Yeah, Rey was the last guy who was confirmed to be in.
Yeah, and in past Rumbles, they'll be like, well, there's only one left, number 30, it's going to be The Undertaker. In past Rumbles, they've done that. So why is it for this one when people thinking it possibly could be Bryan? And note also that on all of the little promo posters that they've had, that Bryan was on there in the Rumble.
And to be honest with you...
So that's false advertising, so people can actually legit ask for their money back, and I'm sure they will.
No. On the bottom of those posters, it says card subject to change.
Mm.
But here's the thing. When
he wasn't injured or anything, they took him up. So I know what you're saying now.
But when they realized that this crowd wanted... they wanted Daniel Bryan. They could have had Rey Mysterio walk out with Daniel Bryan and put his hands out like, you take my spot. Rey Mysterio, they didn't have any plans for Rey Mysterio. They could have called an audible.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. They stick to their guns. How about the crowd booing the 619? Because they wanted Daniel Bryan out there instead.
They were booing everything until Roman Reigns started looking like he might possibly win.
Well, then that's when it was the lesser of two evils for them.
Yep.
But Dean Ambrose...
Especially when CM Punk got eliminated, they really started laying the boos in.
No, they were chanting Daniel Bryan when Punk got eliminated. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they wanted Daniel Bryan, period. But when Dean Ambrose tried to eliminate Roman Reigns, there it was.
Yeah.
Now we have our split in the Shield. Then Roman Reigns eliminated Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Cesaro all at once.
Same time, yeah.
The part where Batista hit Reigns with a spine buster, then Sheamus hit Batista with a bro kick, and CM Punk hit the GTS was a pretty good spot.
Ooh, man.
Kane then, after he eliminated CM Punk, he chokeslammed Punk through the table. I don't know, Punk was laying there talking to one of the officials or doctor or whatever. I'm not saying the table hurt him, but he did a lot of laying around in that match.
Yeah, he did.
I wonder if he got hurt throughout the match.
I think Reigns got hurt too.
Yeah. The crowd booing Batista, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns. And they were chanting no as those three were left.
And I tweeted like usually in the Rumble, this is the moment where you have that big crescendo pop when the last people, the final four or final three about to face off, and instead you had a crescendo boo that just built up. And then the no chance came in. So
Roman Reigns, setting the record of 12 eliminations was pretty cool. Yeah. The crowd chanting no instead of bro as Sheamus set up the bro kick. The crowd getting behind.
No.
Yep. And then the crowd getting behind Roman Reigns as the lesser of two evils was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns spear on Batista and the crowd erupting as he speared Batista. And then the crowd fucking killed Batista when he eliminated Reigns. My lowlights of the match, Jack Swagger's back-to-back Swagger bombs.
Oh.
My next low life or my next low light, Kevin Nash.
You could have stuck with low life.
Yeah, well,
Mine would have been Kevin Nash not tearing his quad on the way to the ring.
He almost did when he came out the ring. Did you see the way he landed?
Yeah.
I thought he hurried up.
Oh, he's about to tear that quad.
He did. When Sheamus went super Sheamus on the entire Shield, that pissed me off. My next low light, the Great Khali. My next one, The Miz. My next one, Fandangoing. I fucking hate that fad.
Okay.
My next low light was El Torito. Next one, the Cesaro swing. The next one, you still got a chance for JBL after he stood in the ring for 10 seconds.
Did you notice, what's it called? Punk came with the drop kick on the swing tonight?
Yeah. Yep.
And that shit was very poorly timed.
Oh, my next low light of the match, Rye Crap. Just Rye Crap.
I gotta throw in my low light. I gotta throw in is Michael Cole's use of the word character.
There you go. My next one is Del Rio's botched kick on Batista. He missed him by like 5 feet. It seemed like.
After he took out his knee, it looked like he was like punching him in the leg, but he didn't look like he was even close.
And then my next one would be the match coming down to Batista, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns because the WWE likes to push supplements. Yeah. Rather than Daniel Bryan.
Guys that Vince can jerk off to and shit. Oh, yeah, the final 3. Yeah. Get this jerk.
So overall.
God damn it. Yeah.
Look at his body.
Yeah. Oh, look at Sheamus's pecs. Oh, yeah. Beat on it, Sheamus. Beat on it. Yeah.
Overall, there were some good moments in the pay-per-view. There really were.
Yeah.
But when you look at the pay-per-view as a whole, Cena got protected. There's some negative points. Daniel Bryan lost clean. There's some more negative points. Brock Lesnar got to beat the shit out of somebody. Hey! Yeah.
Always good.
Gross hair on your chest when you watch Lesnar beat the fuck out of somebody. What else?
New Age Outlaws.
Roman Reigns. Everything Roman Reigns did was fucking awesome.
And there were like
everything he did.
Kevin Nash was the big surprise, and JBL, and it's like, okay, where's
the JBL character?
you can tell that really bothers Lyrical.
It does, man. Come on, man. I came up on fucking AWA and shit. They didn't fucking. You wouldn't hear Gordon Soley say no shit like that. Well, tonight we've got the blackjack characters.
That's like fucking Kerry Von Erich. The Kerry Von Erich character's never been in the Royal Rumble, but the Human Tornado has.
Ric Flair has never lost to Ric Flair in Georgia. I mean, come on, man. I'm sorry. It's just I apologize, bro. That's just the '80s. That's the '80s wrestling fan in me that was just talking. That's the Magnum TA fan and Nikita Koloff. All that beautiful shit. Fabulous Freebirds. I can't stand Michael Hayes now, but I like the Fabulous Freebirds in the midnight.
Not Michael Hayes. P.S. Michael Hayes. Totally different character. Totally different person.
Michael P.S. Hayes is a completely different person than this motherfucker now. It looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter. No. Fuck that.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Didn't they make a Michael Hayes reference tonight? Something about you age and Michael P.S. Hayes here, or Michael Hayes. They didn't say P.S. That once again, that's the '80s fan in me saying Michael P.S. Hayes, but oh my goodness. Oh god. Please, ROH, get a deal on Spike TV so that when CM Punk goes there and they fuck up this Bryan Danielson shit and he goes back there and Austin Aries gets sick of TNA and goes back there, and AJ already be there, they can go ahead and give us a fucking television wrestling product that's on a real fucking television network.
Aries is gonna retire.
Yeah, and that's gonna be fucked up. I mean, he might end up like fucking Low-Key, man, because the industry is so fucking fucked up. They made a dude like Low-Key fucking retire.
Well, Low-Key did it to
himself. Look at how fucking talented that motherfucker was.
No, fuck that.
Low-Key did it to himself. Truly, Austin Aries isn't doing it to himself, but Low-Key really did it to himself.
Yeah, Low-Key kind of did, but still.
How did he do it to himself?
You said what?
How?
The way he acted and the fucking bro,
yeah,
he literally quit ROH twice because he didn't want to put Samoa Joe over. Quit ROH twice.
Yeah, he has some political kind of issues with structures of companies and all that. But
pretty much faked the injury to get out of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Like
he did kick the fuck out of that guy in that indie match. Like shoot, he kicked the fuck out of that dude. He almost killed him.
I mean, he didn't get. I mean, what happened to him in WWE? He definitely didn't deserve. But as far as like, other places, he definitely did it to himself.
Yeah, because in WWE, he tried. He said, okay, I'm with the big company. I'm gonna be good this time.
Oh, he tried there, yeah.
And they shitted on him. They fucking pulled. Vince McMahon might as well pull down his pants, spread his ass cheeks open, took a wide open shit right on the dude's head.
Good news. I got a message here back from my guy. We'll just say that because I already kind of said too much earlier, if you know what I'm talking about.
So they sent the feds to the hacker's house, is what you're telling me.
No, he said that he sees what the problem is, and it's on their end. It's not our end. And he said that he found the problem, and it's going to be taken care of. Like, if I were to restart a stream right now, it'd be fine.
Okay.
But since I'm still locked into the same stream, there's something on their end that's not. There's connectivity issues to the main stream.
There's some little
I don't know. I'm not going to go through all the technical details. I'm just simplifying what's going on. So everything's going to be fine. We'll be fine for tomorrow's Raw review.
All right. At least good.
And I'm going to record a short version, Royal Rumble review, since we had so many problems. But, dude, right now there's still over 1,000 people watching this live.
Yeah. It's going to be easy to do it.
We're not. I mean, I expect 25,000 archives on the videos we do with live.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. And most people can't even find how to get on, watch these.
Shit, we might have more viewers tonight than they're gonna have on Raw tomorrow.
yeah.
That's not even a fucking joke, man.
Well, Daniel Bryan, they're not.
By the way, Rikishi is on Twitter burying him right now as well. So
yeah, he's not happy. He's angry at how they're treating the Usos. Like,
yeah.
All right.
I mean, by tomorrow, I'm waiting for Bret Hart to come out. I know Steve is gonna say something. I know he is. Steve is not gonna sell us out. Steve is gonna.
If he was gonna say something, he would have said it already.
I think he's gonna.
He put out 2 tweets about the Rumble, and neither had anything to do with Bryan. Even after
he was, because I didn't see him tweeting during the Rumble.
He put out a tweet after the Rumble about Roman Reigns. He didn't say anything about Bryan though.
Because he is. We all know he's really high on Bryan as far as Man, he was putting him the fuck over in that interview on his podcast. I haven't heard him put anybody over in that. The closest I heard him put somebody over in an interview was Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, Joe.
He's really high on those guys. He likes Kevin.
No, I'm running the backup stream on the internet now. I just hooked it up to the internet. Now I'm not going to turn on my cam because it's at the wrong angle and stuff with my backdrop and everything, but. That's on my internet connection, and it's working fine. It's actually been on it for a few minutes, but he had me run some tests, and they tested their end, and it's their end.
Okay, so we got going through low lights now. So
that's it.
I know. I got to do some burying real quick, bro.
All right, hey, let me turn it over to you, man. I'm ready to hear you guys getting on this shit.
All my people.
Okay, before you go,
I gotta do my year 2000. We present to you Mad Geniuses. Oh, I didn't get my phone.
In the year 2000.
Mad Geniuses golden shovel moments.
Yeah. But okay,
No, go ahead.
here, let me get this out of my system before Mad Genius goes. A big fuck the WWE for not listening to their fans. Okay? And fuck John Cena for all the times he's gone on the internet and made fun of people like us for having an opinion on the product. If you like him and you're on the internet, you're fine. If you don't, you're a bad person. And you know what? To all the people out there who classify someone with an opinion, you guys know me. All the reviews we've done. Mad Genius, how sick do you get of hearing me basically say that, hey, if you like Cena, how sick do you get
More
hearing me say
power
it?
to you.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did I say that? Why do people take offense to someone having an opinion on a wrestling product? I don't get that. The industry is so fucking
Soft, pussified.
They must sit when they
bitch-made.
piss, dude. They sit when they
have
piss.
pussified and stupefied the fucking audience, dude. And
They
it's
use they use tampons or pads once a month, bro. But
Yeah.
or I guess if they fuck with their fucking pills, maybe once every 3 months. But the fact of the matter is this, man. It's simple. Give the people what they want. Give them Daniel Bryan and they will come. Wasn't that old
this is
commercial?
not difficult.
Yeah, what was that? What movie was that? Field of Dreams?
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking give them Daniel Bryan and they will come.
They will.
Simple. All right.
Easy.
Everyone,
money.
get your popcorn. Mad Genius is not going to be able to top his rant for Monday. I already predict that. I predict that. Mad Genius's rant on Monday, I was like, well, let me see. I literally came on and made an Urkel joke to try to break the fucking tension. I'm like, yeah, and Julia White, fuck you for, so
You should have heard the uncut version.
oh yeah. So anyway, I guess Mad Genius, drum roll please. You know what? I could actually give him a drum roll. Let the anticipation build. Mad Genius, huge wrestling fan. By the way, he's not a mark. He knows wrestling's not real. Damn it, I can't find this thing.
Except when it comes to Cena, I still think it's real.
Yeah. I can't find that old app. You know that?
Oh yeah, you probably got to like read.
Oh no, I found it. Yeah, I found it. Okay, hold on. Let me. We have to do this right. Yeah, dude, I can see it just said that I added the Google Effects app
Yeah, I see it.
on the desktop, and I've got a constant test running right now on my internet to make sure it's not my end, and it's not. All right, that it's showing me the amount of bandwidth and all that other bullshit. All right, so time for a Mad Genius rant, folks. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
You fucking troll.
A Mad Genius rant. Somewhere Dixie Carter's going to be included. All right, so anyway. Test your might. Let's hear it, bro.
I'm about to pull out the motherfucking NXT Golden Shovel right now. Alexander Rusev. Bruce, when you first seen him, you said you were unimpressed, and let me tell you something, for you and for all the thousands of people who have watched my NXT reviews since I've been doing them since August, you guys know that I can't fucking stand Alexander Rusev. I mean, okay, first, I'm gonna shed a little light on him real quick. He was trained by Gangrel and Rikishi. Like he's like a former power lifter or whatever, did some like Muay Thai training and sumo training or whatever and whatnot. For this guy to be brought up to the main roster before probably 15 other fucking guys is ridiculous. If I told you it was damn near impossible to get no reaction in NXT, whether you're a heel, a face, whether you were good or you sucked, for you to get zero reaction down on NXT says that people really don't give a fuck about you, and that is Alexander Rusev. Nobody gives two shits about this guy. Now, in the ring, it's not that he can't wrestle, it's just that he's boring as fuck. It's kind of like Randy Orton, but to a worse degree. Where Randy Orton, he's not everybody's cup of tea. He can do some things in the ring that are nice, but, you know, people find him boring. Same with Rusev. Like, you've seen some MMA influence in his stuff when he was doing, like, the inside leg kicks on Swagger in the corner and some of, like, the knees that he was dropping on Punk in the match or whatever.
Dude, hold on. That dude looked more sloppy than a drunk bitch's.
I'm getting to it. Believe me. Now he's a 300-pound guy. He can move around for a 300-pound guy, which is all well and nice, but he is got to be one of the most boring guys. And literally, I can go through fucking Sami Zayn. Why the hell was Sami Zayn not brought up? Why wasn't it Adrian fucking Neville? Where the hell was Corey Graves? He's from fucking Pittsburgh. You know, I'd rather seen Bo Dallas.
American Wolves, brother. Thursday night.
If they fucking wrestle, if they don't wrestle on Thursday, bro, I'm fucking flipping shit. Tyler, you could have brought up Tyler Breeze for all the hell I care. Like, you could have fucking dude. People, if you do not watch NXT, you have to realize that is a fucking indie crowd that is down there when they film NXT. They chant whatever the fuck they want. WWE doesn't pipe out sounds or anything. They let the people cheer for what the fuck they want down there. And like I said, for you to get zero reaction down in NXT is damn near fucking impossible, bro. Damn near it is impossible. If the people hate you, they let you know down there. If they like you, they let you know. This guy gets no fucking reaction. The people don't give two fucks about him. The best match he's ever had was against fucking Dolph Ziggler. That's because Dolph Ziggler makes everybody look like a fucking $1,000,000. You know, he fucking main evented NXT last week against Kofi. He's in a feud with Kofi Kingston, and the people literally during this match on NXT last week, the people were chanting boring. Like, they literally just don't give two shits about Alexander Rusev. And for you to bring him up to the main roster over a whole list of guys, it's complete bull. I would have rather have seen Mason Ryan. And for those of you who don't watch NXT, Mason Ryan has taken some really nice strides in his development. Still not a great wrestler, but fucking better and more entertaining than fucking Alexander Rusev. Where the hell was Colin Cassidy? Where the hell was Aiden English? Out of everybody you could have fucking brought up, you bring up probably the most boring guy down there. The most boring guy. And now we're going to have to put up with him on a weekly basis, just another guy that people aren't going to want to see, and it's just adding more shit to the fucking roster. It baffles my mind. Literally, you have people down there you have heels down there that get bigger pops than Rusev. You have heels that fucking Alexander Rusev? You're telling me this is your big fucking Royal Rumble, you want to debut somebody on a big stage, and instead of Adrian Neville, the man at Gravity fucking forgot one of the most athletic guy pound for pound in the fucking business, instead of putting him in the Royal Rumble, letting him do some really fun and cool shit, or fucking Sami Zayn, who I have yet to see have a bad match. Or El Generico. I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad match, even on the fucking indies. Fucking Bo Dallas, who right now is a complete parody of John Cena's character and is fucking hilarious. Tyler Breeze, Corey Graves. Hell, you could have brought up the Ascension for all the fuck I care. Hell, you could have brought in Hunico / Sin Cara. You could have brought in a million other people. Fucking Jake the Snake. Where the fuck was everybody at?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan would have worked more clean than that motherfucker.
Bro, put fucking Ric Flair in it. I don't give a fuck. Just not Rusev. Literally. No. You have to understand. When I do my NXT reviews, there is literally only one guy that I sit there every fucking week and say this guy is boring, and it is motherfucking Alexander Rusev. Like, literally, they picked the one guy that I find absolutely boring.
There's a pattern. That's a pattern with this company.
It's fucking crazy. Crazy. Not the guy with the NXT champ. This guy's never even been in the NXT championship picture. They don't pick the guy with the NXT championship. They don't pick the guy. Fucking Leo Kruger. Where the hell is Leo Kruger? Leo Kruger should have been on the main roster 2 years ago. Fucking Alexander Rusev.
Chris Hero should be on the roster now.
I mean, shit, El Torito, fucking JBL, fucking Big Daddy Shovel. My God, what the fuck was WWE doing?
The Great Khali, man.
The great fucking
The Great
bro,
Khali.
he couldn't even get in the fucking ring.
He couldn't.
Where the fuck?
Oh my God.
Kevin Nash couldn't even get out of the ring. Like, where the fuck do you come up with these ideas? Yeah, we're gonna have El Torito go in there. He's gonna hit a fucking Hurricane on CM Punk.
Y'all believe what
He's
I
gonna
just
hit a
said?
Hurricane on Jack Swagger. Hit a couple of springboard drop kicks and shit. Like, who the fuck comes up with this shit?
Now do y'all believe what I be saying about monkeys and tomatoes?
Like, literally, okay,
On the
when
booking
when
committee?
the fucking L Matafuckeries came out, I was like, oh shit, don't tell me they're gonna be in this. And then once El Torito came out, I was like, fuck me. Really? Really?
Yes, better. As much as I hate to say it, better the fucking midget than those two, though.
Like, literally, one of the most entertaining things about it might have
That's
been
fucked
fucking
up.
Zeb Coulter and his fucking signs when he came out.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody paid attention, the second one was the funniest, but like, literally put Zeb Coulter in the fucking match. I don't give a fuck. Put fucking Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan in the match. Let them go at it. Like,
Yeah, put Paul Heyman out there.
I don't mind Sheamus as long as he's a heel. If he's a face, fuck him. If he's a heel, I'm fine with it. Fuck it. Good thing Wade Barrett wasn't in this. I know Wade Barrett was originally planted to be in this. Good thing they pulled the plug on that. Probably the one right move they made all night. They pulled the plug on Xavier Woods. But when you look at who they pulled the plug for, El Torito and JBL and fucking Kevin Nash and fucking Great Khali and Jack Swagger and The Miz and Fandango. What? You got to be fucking kidding me! Like this, when I did my preview, I literally went through and I said, yeah, this is probably the most predictable, Royal Rumble that we've had. I mean, last year's was predictable, but this one was pretty predictable. Now they did throw some twists and turns in there with like the Bray Wyatt shit, and then I thought the New Age Outlaws weren't going to win till the Elimination Chamber, but Daniel Bryan not in the Royal Rumble, instant fail. I mean, as much as Roman Reigns did his fucking thing, I mean, literally the crowd did not give two fucks until they realized he was the lesser of two evils. Literally, for fucking CM Punk, when he got eliminated, the crowd didn't even care. They just chanted chanted Daniel Bryan. Like, do you know how over you have to be to get chanted, for people to chant your name when CM Punk gets eliminated? Like, just think of that. CM Punk, the second most over guy in the company, at one point was the most over guy. For him to get eliminated and people just not care, do you understand how far your company has fallen? Like, that's like when back in the day, fucking you have motherfucking like Hogan getting eliminated, but the fans are out there cheering Jake the Snake. Like, no, as awesome as Jake the Snake was, that shit would never happen. Literally, the Royal Rumble was a clusterfuck outside of Roman Reigns and the Shield. I mean, CM Punk, he looked like he was hurt, so I'm going to cut him some slack because he pretty much just laid in the corner for a lot of the match. It looks like Batista fucking injured Roman Reigns on that fucking spine buster. Great job, Batista. Way to, another shitty spine buster, by the way. And a shitty spear, by the way. Fuck you, Batista, and fuck you for selling out. There's no gratification coming out of this. Where's the gratification? Daniel Bryan lost. I mean, we had Brock Lesnar win, but at the end of the day, they completely they destroyed Brock Lesnar. Like, he's not even going to win the title anytime soon, and he's supposed to be the guy who's like, yeah, I'm the number one contender. Somebody's going to have to go through me. So unless him and Batista are about to get in the ring and square off, they completely ruined that part about Brock Lesnar. I thought Brock Lesnar was the first in line. Why the fuck was Brock not in the Rumble? You could have put Brock in the Rumble at least, and then just had like 18 guys gang up on him and eliminate him or some shit like that. Like Lyrical said, continuity. Where's the continuity? So you're telling me
You have
Batista
no
did?
continuity manager because, dude,
So
you
tomorrow,
got
if Brock
losing with
Lesnar does
no
not, if
tomatoes, dude.
if Brock Lesnar does not come out tonight and say, "Hey, Batista, you little bitch, I'm first in line. If you have a problem with it, get your skinny jean pussy ass out here. If you have anything to say about it." If Brock Lesnar does not do that tomorrow, fuck that. Fuck, it's a failure. The whole Brock Lesnar angle is a failure if he doesn't do that. Because he literally a couple weeks ago just said, everybody, the line starts behind me. He just said that.
There you
And
go.
if he lets Batista jump ahead of him in line, that just says that Brock Lesnar just bitched out to me, like in storyline sense. So if Brock Lesnar does not come out there tomorrow and say, Batista, get your little punk ass out here, you could barely beat a fucking plumber. I was a former UFC champion. I'ma whoop your ass.
There you go.
Then it's completely pointless. Completely pointless. They just ruined the Brock Lesnar thing. CM Punk going into fucking Mania with Triple H, like literally, if you look at the WrestleMania card as it's getting stacked up to be, it's going to be one of those. Nobody's gonna care. Fucking Batista and Randy Orton, we've seen it before. You know, Triple H and CM Punk, who cares? It's fucking Triple H. We just want CM Punk to get a chance at the main event. You know, fucking Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. Me personally, I have a little interest in that if Sheamus is, a heel and Daniel Bryan gets his get back, but in the overall scheme of things, fuck it. Ultimate Warrior versus Ryback, yeah, it might be cool to see Ultimate Warrior do some funny shit and fuck with Ryback and no sell to fucking shell shock like he did the pedigree back in the day. I would laugh my ass off. But at the end of the day, what the fuck does it mean?
Too, man.
Cena versus Bray Wyatt? Oh, Bray Wyatt, we cool. I like Bray Wyatt. You know what I'm saying? But you better pick out your best suit because you're about to get buried, motherfucker. Bray Wyatt needs to go head on down to the shop. You grab a suit, get it tailored up real nice. Make sure you keep your hat. You know what I'm saying? Make sure Eric Rowan put the goat mask in the casket with you, because Cena's coming with the fucking shovel already. Daniel Bryan losing clean. What? Where's the gratification? Literally, you have to remember that we're not just angry about Daniel Bryan not being in the Rumble and the fans chanting for him. Daniel Bryan lost clean. It was supposed to be like a blow-off match where Daniel Bryan finally got his hands on Bray Wyatt one-on-one, and he lost. Got his ass beat for most of the match. It's not like he dominated Bray Wyatt and Bray Wyatt made the comeback with some heel shit. No, Bray Wyatt just beat his ass and hit him with a nasty-looking Sister Abigail outside the ring. Like, they tried to make Bray Wyatt look as badass as possible. I mean, I like the fact
they can feed him to Cena.
Yeah, I like the fact Bray Wyatt's being elevated, but not at the expense of Daniel Bryan, and not to get fed to fucking Cena. And literally, fucking Extreme Rules, the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, is in Seattle, Washington. If we do not walk out of that pay-per-view with Daniel Bryan as the champion, I'm fucking done. I'm letting you guys know now. I am fucking done. Okay, you do your little WrestleMania thing, fine, well, and dandy. But with that crowd in Seattle, if Daniel Bryan does not walk out as champion, it's a fuck. There's nothing you can tell me about them eventually giving the belt to Bryan. There's nothing you can tell me. If they won't do it there or at Mania, when else would the fuck they do it? Because apparently, according to all plans, is going to be Batista and Brock at fucking SummerSlam. Okay, that has a little bit of cool factor in it. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's just Batista taking somebody else's spot. You're supposed to put the belt on fucking Lesnar, and then you have him be this big, dominant, badass heel, which he can't be because they made him look like a pussy against Big Show. And you have him just dominate everybody. And then you have the babyface underdog, David and Goliath story with Daniel Bryan, finally beating Lesnar at fucking SummerSlam and winning the belt. Or you could have did the same shit with Punk. I mean, my God. Or hell, you could even did it with Ziggler. Even though Ziggler's way smaller, he was a collegiate wrestler. You can tell the story that that even though Ziggler's way smaller than Lesnar, he does know how to get out of some of Lesnar's wrestling holds and encounter some of that shit like that, and his athleticism and whatnot. You could have told a really good story, especially with Ziggler's ability to sell. I mean, just think about Daniel Bryan, trained by Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, who gets compared to Shawn Michaels in terms of in-ring a lot. I mean, you have the perfect opportunity to tell the ultimate babyface story. I honestly don't understand what WWE is seeing. How can you put out a show like this and say this shit was good? How can you put out a show and every week and give us the same shit and say, you know what, we put on a good show, I'm happy with that. The fans are going home happy because I know, the fans are happy, so we're going to make a lot of money off of that. How can you go home and sleep at night thinking that? There's no way in hell you can go home and say, Brock Lesnar, former UFC champion, former, 3-time WWE champion, Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring winner. He's done everything there is to do in WWE within 2 years. Former collegiate wrestling champion, dominant at that. Let's send him home. We're gonna go home tonight, understanding that Brock Lesnar, ran from Big Show. Had to attack Big Show from behind. How can you go home and say, yep, that was the right move? How can you go home saying, yep, the whole crowd was cheering for Daniel Bryan, but, he's not in the championship picture, lost clean, wasn't in the Royal Rumble. Hell, he didn't even have to win the fucking Royal Rumble. Just let him eliminate Bray Wyatt. The fans would have went nuts. Nope. What we did with Dan Bryan tonight was the right move. Fans are going home happy. Batista wins the Royal Rumble, not Punk. Not Reigns, not Big E Langston, not Bryan. Yep, fans are happy. John Cena, once again, doesn't lose clean. Fans, at this point, the fans should be used to it, so we're just going to run with that one. We got to protect, bitch boy Cena, the guy who comes out looking like a fucking bag of gummy worms, the guy who has more colors than the fucking Skittles bag. How can you go home at night thinking this was a good fucking show? How can you go home on a nightly basis saying we put on great entertainment and great fucking wrestling? We are a wrestling promotion. Wrestling is still in our name. How can you go home saying wrestling is still in your name and not give us fucking wrestling? How the fuck is NXT your best show? You got a bunch of developmental guys, Triple H running the fucking show down there. How the fuck can you look? See, once people the people who get WWE Network who don't watch NXT, they're gonna get a chance to finally watch it. And once they start watching it, they're gonna be saying the same thing that I and probably everybody else who watches NXT says. I have yet to meet a person who watches NXT and says that it is not better than Raw. I have yet to meet that person. And I should tell you something. I haven't met even a WWE fan. Like WWE fans, you can watch NXT and say, yeah, it's good, but it's not better than Raw. I have not met that person. Everybody I know who watches NXT says it is better than fucking Raw and SmackDown. It is their best show. I mean, they just won an award for best weekly show. I think who was it? Was it PWI? Was it PW Insider or fucking Wrestling Observer News gave them the best weekly show? The award for best weekly show. How is your fucking developmental show that's only 45 to 50 minutes blowing your fucking A and B and C indie shows out the fucking water? And it's not even available to... What? Bro!
He said a what?
Do you have to understand?
He's
bro,
not even exaggerating.
Could you imagine if fucking
gospel truth?
Bro, could you imagine if you had ECW and then ECW had some fucking territory with a bunch of guys that came off the indie scene and a bunch of guys that they were just training, and it ended up being better than your main show that had the RVDs, the Sabus, the Taz, and the Mike Awesomes and the Masato Tanakas and the fucking cruiserweights that were there at the time? Could you imagine ECW having a developmental show that was better than fucking than ECW itself? Or could you imagine the fucking power plant having fucking shows that were better than WCW itself? Just listen to how fucking ridiculous that sounds.
Because it is ridiculous.
It's utterly ridiculous. On a weekly basis is better though. It's not like this is just a flash in the pan thing. NXT is, even before they rebranded it with FCW, when it was still, you had the two separate shows, FCW and NXT. Both of them were better than fucking Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
Literally. I just don't understand.
NXT storylines have the C word. Continuity.
And this is how you know it's fucked up. WWE has the creative team in WWE. They have a team of assistants who go out there and they watch TNA and they watch ROH and they watch Indies to come back with ideas on, things they should bring to the table. Now, would you expect NXT to be on that list of things they go and watch too? Because it is. At what point do you, bro, could you imagine Paul Heyman saying, yeah, I got this developmental show. I want you guys to go watch that because I need ideas of what to do on my main show. Just listen to how fucking stupid that sounds. At the point where you have to have your own creative team scout and watch NXT to get ideas and to learn and to come up with new shit that's contemporary to make your main show better, which is where all your money is pouring into, all your resources are pouring to, all your fucking marketing, everything you have is being invested in these shows, but you have a team that scouts fucking NXT, which is a show you produce, to find out how to make your A show better. Just listen to how fucking dumb that sounds. Like, imagine fucking Peyton Manning saying, yep, I'm gonna go watch this high school kid so I can learn how to read plays at the line of scrimmage better. Like, this is exactly what it is. WWE is fucking shit right now, and I'm not too happy with TNA either. Both shows, yeah, they might give you a bright spot every now and then, but I'm not too happy with either. Right now, for me, it's ROH and ROH. And fucking PWG, New Japan's been fucking tearing it up. Like, I wouldn't even put WWE in probably my top 10 promotions right now. TNA is barely inside my top 10. They're probably, like, they're barely outside my top 5 right now. But mainstream wrestling has to get better. You guys, as the fans, you have to demand better. Shout out to the Pittsburgh crowd for demanding what the fuck they wanted. It's about time somebody did that at a show. But as a fan, you got to demand better. You can't say this is acceptable. It's just like when me and Bruce had the conversation about the women's wrestling or whatever, and I understand, like Bruce said, it's just the way that it is with women's wrestling, and I understand that, but it won't change if you don't demand women's wrestling. That's better. And the same holds true to everything else. It's just like with entertainment, all forms of entertainment. If you don't like a fucking actor because he fucking sucks, you got to demand better. You have to demand better. It's just like when you have a sports team. Some teams, they have their rabid fan bases that show up no matter what. But for a lot of teams, when your team is not winning, what the fuck happens?
Done.
The fans don't show up. They don't buy merchandise. They say, fuck the team. I'm not watching the games. They bash them and do everything they can. Why can't you do that for the fucking WWE? Or any other wrestling promote. Hell, if you don't like ROH, do it with ROH. If you don't like New Japan, do it with New Japan. I don't give a fuck what promotion it is. If you're not satisfied, either stop watching or demand better. Those are your two options. Don't keep watching it expecting it to get better without you and other people going out there and try to incite a change. We are just mouthpieces for thousands and thousands of people that feel this way. But we aren't the end-all, be-all. Everybody it has to be a collective. It like the fans were tonight. They sometimes you get crowds that are half split, and that's fine and well and dandy. But you have to get crowds that were like tonight. You have to get shows or podcasts or reviews like this one where we're all here and we all have the same goal in mind and we're all dissatisfied. You have to. It's time. People just have to stop accepting it for what it is. If you're going to accept it for what it is and you're not happy, then you have to stop watching it. It's just like with fucking music. Like we mentioned, LL Cool J. We love the old LL Cool J. Once he start changing, we accepted that's just the way it was, and we just stopped listening to that type of music. We may listen to his older shit, which we do now with wrestling. We watch the older shit, but we stop accepting the new shit. That as a fan is your number one priority. Don't watch, listen, or entertain the thought of what you don't like. And it goes the same for the motherfuckers who come up here every week and with these reviews and leave comments and stupid ass, all types of stupid shit. If you don't like, stop watching it, idiot. It's that fucking simple. No. I'm sorry. Because people, this Daniel Bryan hate is getting out of control. People, I don't like Daniel Bryan. He's boring. He's entertaining. Man, he's not entertaining. Whoop-de-whoop. I see people doing it with Punk. I mean, I nag on CM Punk and whatnot, but I still understand that he is the best overall talent in that company. I'm not blind. Same with Daniel Bryan. If you don't like Daniel Bryan, you still can ignore that right now. That is what the majority of the fans want. And you can't deny that he is a talented in-ring worker, despite the fact that he's been watered down so much that he's a shell of what he used to be on the indie scene. But you can't deny the fucking facts. It's that fucking simple. If you don't like what the fuck we do, stop watching it. That's pussy shit. Like, do you understand? It's just like fucking dating a girl. If you don't like a girl, you break up with her, don't you? I mean, come on. If you don't like the pussy, you stop fucking it, right?
I hope so. I hope they
I mean, shit. If you don't like a food, you stop eating it. I mean, hell, I've never been a fan of eating liver, so I don't eat it.
Right. James doesn't like lima beans.
What's wrong with liver?
I don't like it. It doesn't taste good. It's like WWE. It fucking turns my stomach.
Lima bean Cena, you know?
I mean,
like lima beans.
Literally, if you don't like it, if you don't like what we do, fuck off. No, seriously, we don't care. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing because we enjoy it. Because the people watch it enjoy it. We don't do this shit for the haters. We were doing this shit before we had haters. Before we even on fucking YouTube, we were doing this shit. We didn't just come on YouTube and say, hey, I'm going to piss this guy off, I'm going to piss that guy off. If he doesn't like me, fuck him. No, we didn't do that.
Wait a minute.
We were talking wrestling on the podcast. That's how I first met Bruce.
We have haters? I thought everyone...
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I thought everyone loved us.
I mean, fucking
at least people that have a house and a roof over their head.
We're going to start doing... No, I'm not gonna go there.
I mean, fucking Cena apologies. Every time I see Cena, I just the fucking song that just runs through my head is fucking Mobb Deep, Shook Ones. You know, ain't no such thing as a halfway crook. That's the thing that runs through my head every time I see fucking Cena and that goddamn gummy worm colored fruity ass motherfucker, Team Fruity. Fuck off. I hate everything WWE right now. I hate TNA right now. I'm not happy with mainstream pro wrestling by a long shot. If you guys noticed on my channel, I've not put up many WWE videos as of late. There's a reason for that. I've been talking a lot about indie wrestling as of late. Hint, hint. Eventually, that's probably where I'm going to head towards because I don't like talking about this shit.
Watching this shit is starting to feel like a chore.
I mean, hell, I didn't even do. Yeah. I waited a week to do an NXT review because that week, fucking NXT sucks, TNA sucked, and WWE sucks. I didn't want to talk about wrestling. I put up some videos about the indies. When I ain't talk shit about mainstream wrestling.
I watched old Raws that whole week.
I mean, fuck this. Literally, if Daniel Bryan ain't the motherfucking champion by the end of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I'm done with WWE. I will just cover the fucking indies on my channel, and I'll start doing some shit for Bruce's website on the indies, and I will just say fuck off WWE. I'm done. And TNA, you ain't got that much longer to get your shit together either. I'm going to try to hold off until the end of the summer, but if shit ain't right by the end, I'm done too. Because right now, like, ROH has been fucking tearing it up the last year and a half.
Yes,
tearing this shit fucking down. And like I told you guys off the air, a week or two ago, I put out a fucking tweet. I put out 3 tweets. I said, WWE title picture. Randy Orton, John Cena, Big Show, Brock Lesnar, Batista. Okay, a couple guys in there, like a Brock Lesnar, I can live with. At the time, I thought Batista was somebody I can live with, but fuck him at this point. So then I put out one for TNA. Magnus, Samoa Joe, Sting. It's kind of small list right now. You know, and they're kind of fucking up the storyline. So, now I'll go on to ROH. Fucking Adam Cole, who is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Kevin Steen, who is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. AJ Styles, who is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Chris Hero, who is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Michael Elgin. Do you see where I'm going with this shit? The TV champion in ROH is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. One half of the tag team champions is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Wonder why I like ROH so much. Not only is the wrestling better, but the guys who I want to see are the guys who are getting pushed.
They are tearing the fucking house down in ROH.
The last year, fucking New Japan's been tearing the house down with motherfucking Prince David and Carl, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and you got Naito and Tanahashi and Okada. I mean, fucking Alex Shelley is over there tearing it up. Taka Michinoku is still over there tearing it up. You had Shelton Benjamin. Fucking the Young Bucks are over there here here and there. Like, they're over there killing it. And then I sit and watch this indie shows. I watch PWG, which is basically like a collection, like an all-star event where all the guys from the indie shows come together and wrestle. You know, and then I have to tune on Mondays and see this shit, and then Thursdays and watch TNA's inconsistent ass. It bored the fuck out of me. I mean, a couple weeks ago, there was an episode of TNA where I damn near fell asleep. I mean, fucking big lighters and fucking super sting and shit. Like, all of this shit is getting ridiculous. Where the fuck is the... and once again, this is why NXT is better than fucking Raw right now. In my opinion, the wrestlers aren't better, but the booking is a lot better than TNA. Everything everything NXT does booking-wise makes sense. It's all logical. They listen to the fans. When the guy starts getting booed, what do? They turn him heel. When the guy's getting cheered and he's over, they turn him face.
And have monkeys in their booking committee.
Does that make sense? Oh, not to mention the fact that Bo Dallas is down there playing a fucking parody of John Cena, where he is just so much of a face that he's a heel. You can't tell me that that's not a deliberate rib on fucking John Cena. But
it's fucking
brilliant, bro. Like, literally, there is so much shit out here that you can watch instead of WWE, instead of wasting your 3 hours watching WWE, instead of, spending your hard-earned money on some WWE. You could have did a lot of shit with that, with that $50+ you spent on the pay-per-view. I mean, if you're a smoker, you could have went and bought 5 dimes, 10 nicks. 5 nicks, 10 dimes, however you choose. You could have bought 2 quarters, and depending on how much you get it, you could have bought 2.5. You could have bought a half. You could have done a lot of.
Not everybody watching this lives in Colorado.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's a lot of shit. You could have went to the bar and got fucked up. I mean, a lot of places Patron, but you can go get Patron shots for like $8 at the bar, depending on where you live. Like, you could have really got fucked up. There's a lot of shit. You could have put some gas in your car. I mean, times are hard out here. Gas ain't cheap. You could have put some gas in your car. And you could have did a lot. You could have got a fucking oil change if you don't do it yourself. You could have did a lot of shit with that. You could have went on iTunes and bought some music that you like to listen to.
Just think about it this way: 2 pay-per-views buy you a pair of Jordans.
You could have bought some J's. You know what I'm saying? You could have went to the store, got you some fresh clothes. Like, there's a lot of shit you could have did with that $50.
Oh, wait a minute. You could wear Asics like John Cena.
Literally. Fuck with that $50
like
to $60. You know what you could do with that $50 to $60? You know what I just did? I just ordered 3 ROH DVDs. Came into a total of $67. 3 ROH DVDs where I'm gonna end up having like over 40 matches between those 3. Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joes are gonna be on there. The AJ Styles, the Nigel McGuinnesses. A lot of these guys are gonna be on those DVDs. I can't wait to sit down and watch them. For that price, it sounds like a pretty, nice exchange. I get hours and hours of entertainment for that $60. While WWE gives me, 3 hours of shit for $60, for $50 to $60. Which way am I gonna go? I mean, hell, it's cold outside. You could have went, went and got you some nice gloves and a hat, nice little scarf. You know what I'm saying? Got you some nice thick wool socks or something. You know what I'm saying? You could have went and did a lot of shit with that $50 to $60, depending if you got the HD version or not. You could have went and bought you a couple of hats. I mean, shit. There's a lot of shit you could have did with that money. Instead of watching this bullshit, for some shit that you're not gonna get no gratification from, some shit you barely gonna get entertainment from. I mean, the replayability from this pay-per-view didn't come from what happened in the ring. I'll tell you that much. It literally came from the fans. And literally, that at what point does the... I mean, I understand that fans can take over a show. We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen tonight. But at what point do you have to say, you know what? The show that we put on was not more entertaining than the fans itself. It's probably not worth it. I mean, hell, even ECW with the ruckus fans they had, they were usually getting ruckus because of the shit that was going on in the ring. That's the point. Like, when you get to the point where the fans are more important than what's going on in the ring as far as the entertainment value, probably sucks. Look at WrestleMania. Fans were going fucking nuts over they were voicing their opinions and the show sucked. And we remember the fans the night after WrestleMania. What do we remember? Not the show, the fans. You know, it's not science. You know, it's just fucking simple and logical common sense. John Cena is a phony motherfucker. If you still can't see that, something's wrong with your eyes, or you just ain't a real motherfucker yourself. And that's just what it is. Batista, fuck him. I can't respect the guy wearing skinny jeans. And who deliberately mocks the guy that the people have chosen to be the new people's champ. That's when I will refer to Daniel Bryan as from now on, the people's champ, because that's what he is at the moment. A guy who deliberately mocks him and says, fuck the fans who are paying that big paycheck that you're getting from WWE. You know, the fans who, rolled out the red carpet to see you come back, and then you fuck them over. Fuck you, Batista. Fuck Triple H. Definitely fuck Triple H. Definitely fuck Shawn Michaels. Fuck the whole clique, except Scott Hall. I still fucks with Scott Hall because he was a cool-ass motherfucker. Only real cool motherfucker out of him. But fuck Kevin Nash, the fucking worst booker of all time. I'm sick of fucking pro wrestling right now. Mainstream pro wrestling at the moment. I'm sick of it.
All right. And Mad Genius, we're going to get to the part where you tell us how you really feel. I was just sitting there and I'm like, I am not interrupting this. This is music to my ears. So I think that about wraps it up. So we can all agree that WWE didn't give the fans what they want again. Fuck it. I think we've said enough. We'll be back tomorrow night with a Raw review, so make sure to come here for that. Like I said, blitzsportsnetwork.com, guys. Go give it a try. Do these career articles, VIP videos where I go through, when times are good, when times are bad. I've done a bunch of legends. You guys will really enjoy it, with links to stuff for you to check out and watch. And everybody on the website who's a wrestling fan, pretty happy. I think you guys will enjoy it.
I'll be here tomorrow to bury this shit again.
Oh, yeah, we'll be here. Yeah, and it looks like dude's got this thing straightened out. So, of course. Now.
To be clean now, yeah.
Hey, but you got to hand it to me for thinking on the fly there to be able to keep it going. I will do a short version Royal Rumble review for those who don't have time to go through this whole thing. I'll do that before I go to sleep tonight. It's already getting late, but whatever. You can find Lyrical Threat on Twitter, at Lyrical Threat. You can also follow him at the Lob Mob. And then he's got, or is it just at Lob Mob? Is there a the in there?
At the Lob Mob.
Yes, and then on YouTube, if you search for the Lob Mob on YouTube, he does really cool NBA videos and shit. And he's got another channel. Is it Threat Vision? Yeah. The Threat Vision with he's got some cool shit on there too. So subscribe to him and follow him. Mad Genius, easy here. Virtuoso Sports. You can find Virtuoso Sports on YouTube, Virtuoso Sports on Twitter. Him and I have been doing this for a few years now as a tandem.
Can I give a shout out real quick? My Royal Rumble preview is now like my second most viewed video of all time on my channel, so I just wanted to say thank you to everybody.
And to Eric, I saw your comments, Eric. I don't know what the fuck was going on with this hangout tonight, dude. I sent you an invite. I'm sure you got it. I sent one out to Jay. I saw him in the comments. It's just the hangout got all screwy. But the show must go on, and we got the show done for you guys, even though there were issues. So
lots of issues,
but hey, we found a way to get it done.
Shout out for the creativity of WWE using the Raw stage for the Royal Rumble tonight too.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was great.
And shout out to Mick Foley's son for actually retweeting me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just found that out a couple minutes ago.
It's a shame that you got Mick Foley's son and Mick Foley and fucking Rikishi and all these guys out there. They're just marks, though. Internet wrestling fans. So we appreciate.
That's why they're retweeting me, because I'm a mark that doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about either. Yeah.
To all of you who watch this, the long version here the whole way through, a big thank you to you guys. A bunch of new people subscribed tonight. I just noticed that in my Gmail inbox. A big shout out to you. If you haven't yet, subscribe. And like I said, thank you to everyone who has tonight and previously. Big shout out to the Blitz team. Please like the video below before you leave. Thanks for bearing with the technical difficulties. Nothing we could do. And then visit my channel for my other videos on the NFL, NBA, MMA, boxing, and pro wrestling. This is not just a pro wrestling channel. But we do Raw reviews, we do TNA reviews, and pay-per-view reviews. And usually we come on here and put boots to asses, as The Rock would say. Well, with that being said, we're going to get going. BlitzSportsNetwork.com, if you didn't get the name of the website the first 5 times I mentioned it. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Peace.